in size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all 4 TMA boys across the front. The Banty Brew, a refreshing ale made with white wheat, ground coriander, and fresh whole oranges. And now you can pick up the TMA Banty Brew at Salt and Smoke or at any area Friar Tuck's location. Must be 21 or older to consume or purchase. See the can at tmastl.com and find a participating location to try it for yourself. Brought to you by Charlottesville Brewery and Winery in St. Genevieve, Show Me Beverages, and Salt and Smoke. Find out more at tmastl.com. TMA brings you the 3rd annual TMA Trivia Night, Friday, November 15th at Tim's alma mater, St. Gabe's, starting at 7:30. All kinds of trivia, including sports, entertainment, St. Louis-centric, TMA round thrown in there too. All hosted by the guys from TMA. Get single tickets, tables of 8, or anything in between. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 8 a.m. and cost $50 a person. Portions of the proceeds will go to St. Gabe's. Ticket includes food from Heavy Smoke Barbecue, plus beer, canned cocktails, and seltzers from Show Me Beverages while supplies last. Please drink responsibly and feel free to bring your own food and beverages too. Find out more at tmastl.com. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome to the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Doug, calls.
That's all it's going to be today. We might drop some hot takes if you're lucky. You might get our opinion. But this is a day where, as a listener, you should get off your duff and do something.
Thank you.
Provide a little content.
I like that duff.
Yeah.
I like your duff.
Why is it always on us? I mean, why is the responsibility on our shoulders to come and provide a radio show? Just because we work here and draw a paycheck.
Yep.
That's immaterial.
Yep.
If you're listening, it's on you. You call in. You deliver hot takes. And we'll see if we want to respond to it or not.
Yeah, we
That's
might
how
not.
this works.
Yeah. Yeah. Do it. Now.
Yeah.
Phone lines lighting up, Chairman?
Not yet.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Well, we'll wait it out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, tough one for the Jets.
Yeah. I didn't see it really.
Well,
what did I watch last night? I don't think I watched it.
Busy night in New York.
Busy night in New York last night. I'll tell you what, those Jets, tough night for them.
What about Bo Weaves?
And Bo Weaves, it's another evening for him. I saw Weaves now, the closer for the Yankees.
That's right.
Just throwing darts up there. They can't touch him.
That's right.
Dreamweaver.
Every team must have a former Cardinal who's now their star. Apparently.
Lane Thomas, Guardians. Luke Weaver, Yankees. Tommy Edman, Dodgers.
Jack Flaherty, Dodgers.
Jack Flaherty, Dodgers. Do we have representation? Harrison Bader's on the Mets.
Bader on the Mets, yeah.
All right, there it is.
It's all just designed to torture us.
What has happened with pitching staffs? The Dodgers, it's the second game, and they're going with a bullpen start.
Well, and they have been murdered by injuries throughout the course of the season in their pitching staff.
Yeah, they thought they were going to have Kershaw back for the playoffs, but he got hurt right before the playoffs began, too.
Not to mention the use of the bullpen goes up exponentially once you get to October.
Yeah. They just bring one fireballer after the next in.
Gotta give them the best chance.
Try to get through an inning. But it is painful to watch. Weaver looks really good as a closer. I mean, that trade was years ago.
Yeah.
It's hard to complain about that trade, though.
That one is not. The Lane Thomas one is one they can certainly point to. I think the Edmund one at the time, one thing or another. But the Lane Thomas one, that one stinks, considering the outfield you see in St. Louis.
Well, Edmonds isn't going to tear it up for the Dodgers, but he couldn't fit on this ball club. We had too many young players, yet he's starting for the Dodgers that are in the NLCS.
Well, he was hurt here right before they traded him.
Yeah, Dodgers took him before he was hurt.
Nearly all of the players that they've traded in the last 3 or 4 years, public opinion seemed to be that, you should probably trade this guy. There weren't a whole lot of people complaining loudly about these guys when they were traded. It's just that they go to these new teams and they perform so much better than they did here. That's what hurts. Even Tyler O'Neill's a perfect example. Just about everybody had kind of seen enough of Tyler O'Neill here. Nobody was really wringing their hands when he got shipped to Boston. And he had a big year. Lane Thomas, too. He was kind of not much of a factor here.
I was on the Lane Thomas one. I wasn't on the Tyler O'Neill one. The Lane Thomas one for the life of me. Pull the archives.
Oh,
Bucksville probably already. Oh, you were working on the show then.
I remember that one.
What are we doing? Trading young outfielder? Teams out of it?
I think we were
Unless they win 20 in a row. See, they won 20 in a row. It was the right move. Shut up! Learn math! What are we doing here?
Gosh.
I think
Live your life by a one-outer.
By a one-outer.
One-outer means one card in the deck will hit.
Oh.
I think we were sitting in the podcast studio at KFNS when the trade deadline was happening, probably doing QFTA, and I remember you audibly saying, like, what the hell is this move? Like with the Lane Thomas thing.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I don't know what to say, Doug. Well, but the Jets had a tough night.
Yeah, tough night.
No Bobby Saleh.
Bobby Saleh.
Yeah, he got run out of town.
I think it was Joe Buck on the broadcast when the Jets, I think, had scored 20. And early, Joe Buck said, I wonder if Saleh is sitting home watching this saying, where was that offense when I was coaching?
Well, maybe that had something to do with him coaching, why the offense wasn't there.
Now another night where Aaron Rodgers 7 yards short of 300, and that cashes me. Miscashing by 2 points.
Oh, gosh.
I can't win in these NFL during.
Well, then stop playing.
Well, it gives me something to watch. I wouldn't watch it if I didn't have a team.
All right. Okay.
Good game, though. I mean, the Jets technically could be like 5-1. They missed a 50-yard field goal to win it 2 games ago. Late interceptions.
Yeah. Well, and you're not getting your payoff that you want. That hurts.
No. It's a fun game to watch, though.
Okay. I listened to some of the Yankee game on the radio, and the Yankee flagship is WFAN, and they had John Sterling doing the game. Mm-hmm. My God, this guy, he sounds like he's 95 years old. And his play-by...
I think he is
yeah, he's
super
pretty close.
Yeah, I actually think maybe I'm off the mark on this, but I was pretty sure he was in that.
He's 86.
That range.
And his play-by-play is, here's the first pitch. Ball 1. No, then says nothing.
He's always kind of monotone, though.
Ball 2.
But he has no
says nothing.
Color commentator. Right?
He does. A woman who I don't, of all the iconic Yankee players, I can't get
That's
one.
Susie Waldman.
I'm not sure who it was.
Yeah, she's about 92.
But the only thing he would say is, here's the pitch.
Nice.
Ball 2. Okay, let's go. I don't think we appreciate what we have in St. Louis with the announcers. In almost every sport we have darn good announcers.
Yeah.
And have had for many, many years. Maybe that's just a homer in me. I'm used to the people we have. But I hear some of these guys on other stations, I can't believe what I'm hearing sometimes.
In the air, left field, and gone.
What about
like
that?
That's not
What
good.
about that?
That's not good.
Well, Shannon lost his fastball the last few years he was there, and people didn't seem to care because he's our guy, but
Well, that's true.
he's loved in New York.
Yeah. But it's not always just the old guys who need to know that it's maybe time to step aside and hand it over to the next generation. But this was the most iconic franchise in all of baseball, the #1 market, the flagship station. You got a guy who can't describe to you what's going on in the American League Championship Series?
Well, he's iconic in New York.
Roman Berkey!
Yeah, maybe he'll get the job.
Swiping it away like he's stealing intellectual property from Tinder!
See, that's what I want. That's what I
I'm
like.
sure that would go over well
guy.
in New York.
They'd probably love that in New York.
Kai, where did your fiance cut the pin in your ass last night? What does that mean? Cut the pin in your ass last night. It's Morrison's wacko.
I have no
I
idea.
didn't know if that was a term I wasn't familiar with.
That's a next level of deviance.
Cut the pin in your ass.
What's he doing, taking over for the recovering alcoholics sext?
Yeah, for real. Sweet Sweet Cow wasn't even mentioned yet.
Yeah. And he still took shrapnel. What would that be?
We're getting an overwhelming number of throat-clearing texts, and I have to say that I honestly don't hear it, but I know all that does is anger the audience.
That's right. Well, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for an hour and a half. It takes me a while to wake up. So if I have to, excuse me.
No.
Sorry.
You did come in with a fabulous new coat, a new overcoat.
Yeah, I got that.
Fur lined.
Yeah, the Amazon 2-day sale.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just searching around on there. I typed in fake fur coats.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of them came up, and this was like 75% off, like $300 coat for $70, something like that.
Well, you don't have to buy it just because it's on sale.
I may wear it twice, but I'm going to buy it because I liked it.
Okay.
It's nice and warm, I know that.
Yeah. I'm not ready to get out the coach yet. I'm just not ready.
We're not all the way there yet.
No,
Still
well,
some nice weather.
it's supposed to be in the 30s, I think, tonight or tomorrow.
that
Tomorrow
right?
morning.
Damn.
But then warming back up into the 70s later in the weekend. I'm just not ready, and I never am.
Glorious conditions for homecoming in Columbia, Missouri, and why the Jim Dandy of a 100th anniversary celebration in Champaign, Illinois, where the Wolverines will come to town, a shell of themselves, but alas, an opportunity for ILL to climb up the rankings. Missouri's season on the line against War Damn Eagle. The conditions in the Midwest, glorious.
No, that's nice. Yeah. Really big game for Illinois.
ILL.
Yeah. It'll kind of let us know if they're the real deal or not.
Well, give them a chance to go to Eugene and shock the world.
Oh, Bill.
Because you lose this weekend, your motivation might not be totally there because you're pretty much out of it. But if they can win this weekend, they'll go to Eugene with hope.
Michigan's a 1.5-point favorite. I'll take ILL, and I'll take it all day long.
Will you?
Where's the game at?
Champagne.
Wearing their red Grange uniforms that Doug likes so much.
Yeah, I would like those.
The fake leather helmet.
In fact, I might love those.
The uniform itself is actually really cool. It's the helmets that just you can't make real helmets look like leather helmets. They don't work.
It has been suggested by some, and Joe Paterno was one, that if you made helmets not so good, maybe it would cut down on injuries because people would stop spearing each other with their heads.
Yeah, I don't like that logic.
He said if you take off the face mask, people will stop tackling with their heads. It'll still be there to protect your head, but you won't just go face first into a running back or a wide receiver running across the middle. Or
I think the threat of ejection for targeting is more of a deterrent.
I guess it could be.
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Oh,
It's the Blues home opener, and that's not the lead? Some hotty toddy, Doug.
sure is.
Blues wild tonight. 6:30 puck drop.
There you go.
Catch the game on 101 ESPN.
Right. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching them.
I wish I had tickets. I'd go.
Are you begging for tickets, guy, right
No,
now?
I'm
Are
not
you going to
begging.
DM me
I'm
and
not
ask me if I know
begging.
anybody with
I'm
tickets?
not begging for tickets. Just that if I had them, I would go. I
Yeah,
would
what's
happily
wrong?
go.
I said somebody would ask you.
Well, I'm not asking for someone to give me tickets. I'm just saying. I just made a little comment with no other motivation that if I had them, I'd go. I'd like to.
Tickets are as low as $32.
Are they really?
That's not asking for tickets. If you said I had a ticket, I would go.
No, I'm not asking it for tickets at all.
All right.
Nobody owes me tickets. But boy, if I had them, I'd go.
Right there, your vocal change.
No, I'm not asking for tickets.
Maybe Jamie Burkhart's going to get you tickets.
No,
He's at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhart, Alton Toyota online at stlouisacura.com, online at altontoyota.com. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhart, Alton Toyota, stlouisacura.com, and altontoyota.com, and a secret number, 314-252-0029, for you to call or text anytime you have a question for the people in charge at Munganess. And if you need to get your car serviced, work with Jamie Burkhardt, work with Peter Munganess, and then Ryan Seiberg in the service department. Even if you didn't get it from Munganess, get your car serviced at Munganess, stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. Send your emails in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, coming your way at 9:50. And JV golf coach is tied with Buck Swope. Who won yesterday? I feel like one of those guys won yesterday.
JV golf coach, I believe.
So then JV golf coach should be in the lead.
You should, but it was late, and we have to run. So sometimes I can't get back to the cabin.
I would have just preferred to hear. I forgot to update.
My
it.
bad. I forgot.
Man, so
Did
many
you get the
things going
job done or not? Oh, tell me how tough it was. That's what the money's for.
Don't tell me about the pregnancy. Just show me the baby.
God bless America. Doug, we're both too worked up too early.
are.
By the time Larry Nickel calls in, I don't know if we're going to be with it.
No, because I missed the show last night.
It was apparently a recording of what was in St. Louis last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cutting costs?
I don't know what's going on.
They have something else on the network. What network carries it?
Ben Boyd, you know him. He likes to cut our tin snips.
He does.
He's got tin snips and he cuts our wiring.
He sent me a text and he goes, they're showing Raw from last week in St. Louis tonight, and you'll be able to see me and Benji Molina with our children, I believe is what he said. And I was thinking to myself, wonder what the hell they were doing showing last week's show.
Was it live last week? Because maybe it was live to tape.
Maybe Vince McMahon gave him the day off for Indigenous Peoples Day?
That could be, because he's very sensitive.
I was about to say, it seems like something he would do.
He's not even there anymore. He's not
Yeah,
even
but he's still, he's like Shadow running it.
I thought he was just trying to stay out of jail.
They're on Peacock, right?
Very graphic text. I mean, very graphic text. Anybody watch the McMahon thing yet? Nurse, and
I started
nurse.
to once and got sidetracked. Something else happened. I had to turn TV off.
He
was just sitting in the ring and sitting down for an interview and got up and left.
That's great.
That's
major
when
recommendation.
I got 3 episodes left of the Shield, and I'm done with that. Then I'll go into McMahon. And I also want to watch that. Is it the Hernandez brothers?
Menendez.
I want to watch the Menendez brothers too. Supposedly that's pretty good.
Yeah, killed their parents. Wouldn't you think, though, Vince McMahon, if you're already worth $1 billion, is it that hard for him to find a girlfriend on the side?
I mean,
without just
Guma?
How many times have we seen this though, where people who have unlimited money act like terrible people?
I think the thing that perhaps goes on is you feel you're above the law, above reproach.
I.e. Diddy. You can get anybody.
I think you can, i.e., and then name a variety of people in that position with that kind of money. And because when you get to the final episode and I'm like, okay, an allegation, he says it didn't happen, she says, and then they show the text messages and you're going, holy crap. I mean, yeah. Like I said, it does nothing without anybody being able to respond because you haven't seen it, and I actually probably can't read it. It's so... and to send it over text message, you know, that's kind of like, you know, the first commandment.
I read those texts. That's unbelievable, Dave.
Oh, you did read them?
I read the text.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I read the article about the text, and that, I mean,
Doug, very vivid, very vivid. If you think a dotem email is,
it's worse than that.
It's like you think
God.
the sentence is over, or like the thought is over, and then he like keeps going. You're like, geez, you've already incriminated yourself so badly, and then it's like old man. He signs it like Vince McMahon is crazy.
Probably thought he could just buy his way out of trouble.
But that's the thing is like once you kind of skirt the system once or twice or 3 times, you can almost like get addicted to it where you feel like it's not. I mean, like I said, we've seen countless examples of this exact situation.
Yeah, but there's probably some women who got these. I assume they were women who got these texts and said, you know, if you got a lawyer and they said, well, if you give her $2 million, we'll just pretend this never happened.
Right.
That probably happened a few times.
That's the thing in the Diddy case that's kind of puzzling to me is it's a female lawyer, and she's going to the press and saying, I've seen these videos of these other celebrities that are taking part in this. We will give these celebrities a chance to buy the video from us so it won't get out. Isn't that extortion?
Seems like it.
She's basically said that. She goes, we're giving them the first option to buy this video from us before it goes public. If that's the best way they can keep their name out of the news. If they want to buy the video, we can sell it to them. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, that sounds like extortion to me.
graphic text message, audio recording on a bus with a reporter, potato. Doug, that's from TMA's social media correspondent, Doug's prison wallet. I don't know what it meant, though, I have to be honest with you.
Yeah, we need the Jackson R.E.
Potato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.
I like that right there. That Norm Stewart when he didn't like a call on the sideline.
Yep.
That's what that was. For those of you watching on YouTube, and I know I'm only talking to 176 people. But Tiny Peepee's in there talking. Imagine how many times he's done this that we've never found out about. That's Tiny Peepee.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I don't know what we're talking. Is he talking about Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the thing with this situation as well. It's like this is the time they got caught. But you never know.
Well, once one comes out, then they all come out. You know, they're afraid to say something, but then somebody else steps up. Well, at least she's doing, I'll do it. So I mean, the Diddy thing, some of these girls that are suing him from 30 years ago, I guess statute of limitations is up for arresting him for that, but they can sue him for it. 150 allegations on him.
I just had my leather Cheerio waxed and cleaned of debris. I need a younger man with an average-sized crank to penetrate my bin. Happy Tuesday,
Bin?
you naughty and cute TMA boys. Doug, that's from the self-made, stay-at-home Ledoux mom.
Okay.
So any of our listeners who have an average-sized crank?
So we're talking about Vince McMahon. We're doing the same thing here.
Yeah, but she's soliciting it. That's different.
You're right.
What kind of day you have going on when you just sit home and text us as a man pretending to be a woman?
But she just had her leather Cheerio wax.
Yeah, and cleaned of debris. Doug, you like that cleaned of debris?
No, I don't need to hear that.
It's true. There is debris.
And why is it leather? Sunned out? Too much sun on the anus?
Oh.
Total Package says he's in, so that'll take care of it. Self-made, stay-at-home Ledoux mom. Talk to the Total Package. She'll be over. That's great.
How's she look?
Probably like a gentleman.
Yeah.
I would guess
Mustache.
40 pounds overweight, beard.
Struggling to stay employed.
This year's ass, last year's shorts.
This year's ass, last year's shorts.
Oh.
Why does this guy keep talking about Diddy? Nobody's engaging you.
Oh.
Well, we were talking about Vince McMahon, the things he did, and I just said it's kind of like what Diddy and all these other people are doing. So sorry if the conversation's going over your head.
There's a warehouse on fire downtown, and I can smell the smoke. I do not think smoke could make all the turns necessary to get to my apartment, Doug. That's Chairman Stephen Wild.
Oh.
Yeah, you're comparing a cigarette smoke to a fire.
I have to agree with Vicky there. That
God,
seems like a leap.
What an idiot.
That seems like a leap.
They never let anything go either, did they?
Sometimes old teepee gets caught between your cheeks, and the only thing to clean it is the power washing of a man's tongue. That's from the self-made,
That's
stay-at-home
not true.
Ledoux mom.
It's not true.
Doug's work husband.
Power washing.
You think you'll get a man like that, too? Can you...
Wow.
Can you...
This is a gentleman, Iggy.
Yeah, but why even, as a gentleman, why would you text that in as a woman? Because it's not even...
You got on AOL chat as a woman.
Well, that was back in the day when you're just looking for pictures. We're not looking for pictures from this dude.
Oh. Okay. But speaking of power washing, is there anything more satisfying than power washing a dirty sidewalk or porch or something? Side of a house? It's just fantastic.
Seems like that borders on manual labor.
It is so nice. To do a fence or a brick wall or something that's really dirty. It's really... driveway. It's really satisfying.
You're talking to a renter over here, so I don't even know what you're talking
You've
about.
never used a power washer?
Yeah, probably in the backyard once. I don't know if I ever did it. I had a buddy slice his foot open with the power washer.
Oh,
'cause he was-
really?
Slice it open?
Because he was doing it in flip-flops, and it was one of those really strong pressurized one.
Yeah.
Cut his foot real nasty.
Oh.
And
Well, you shouldn't aim it at your feet.
well, you should definitely not do it in open-toed shoes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And so
when you
after
use power tools, you're not supposed to aim them at your bodily parts.
I would say that's a good tip. Colin construction tip right there.
From Black & Decker school.
We're up to 178 people now in the YouTube chat.
That's nice. Nice for us. Good on us.
Did he talk?
they're buzzing. Hey, you got to tune in. Get involved in the program. Callier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA. You get to talk with Chairman Kurt. And then you can text in, Schaefer Door Company, text inbox 314-881-TMA5, and email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Design Air online at designairservice.com, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Send your emails in for QFTA TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com. Well, I'm in for homecoming. Jackson still is not announced yet, Doug. You are not in for homecoming. You are in.
If I had tickets, I'd go.
There it is again.
Yeah, I don't have tickets yet.
I don't have tickets either, but I just figure I'd kind of figure it out.
If I could land a couple ducats, I'd probably go.
Oh, you don't have tickets yet?
Yeah, but I mean, they sell them around there.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm getting into a concert that...
Right. Once you're in Columbia, you'll find someplace.
I don't really care. Maybe I'll just sit outside and watch it on TV and have have booze.
Isn't it all done online? I mean, you don't walk the streets looking for somebody holding tickets up in the air anymore.
There's still that.
They still do that?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that.
That'll still happen. That was kind of going to be my plan for the Oklahoma game, was to go up to Columbia, but not necessarily go to the game and spend the...
That'll be a night game.
Yeah, spend the crazy money on the tickets.
Starting to trend toward the SEC network, though.
Quickly. I said Oklahoma keeps putting up 3 points in the game. It's going to happen. And Mizzou keeps playing like they have. But just to kind of be in Columbia for the vibe, be in there for the energy, but not necessarily pay the crazy amount for tickets.
The pregame and the postgame and the tailgate, that's still fun to be a part of.
And then you kind of get the best of both worlds because you get to tailgate and feel the energy, but then watch on TV, which is the optimal way to watch football.
Where will you go to watch on TV?
It's a good question. It's a nice question.
There's like 100 bars in a 5-mile radius there.
You gotta go to a bar for 4 hours.
Done it before.
Have you?
For a football game, yeah.
He's young, Doug. He can do that.
That's a long time to sit in a bar and keep drinking.
Yeah, you mix in the water every once in a while. That'd be all right.
Okay.
Don't a lot of those tailgaters just don't go to the game either and just sit in the parking lot and continue to party?
There's some of that. Mm-hmm. There's some of that. In years past, when Missouri wasn't as good, and I understand right now it's tough to think about as good, but in some down Barry Odom years, I would say a lot of people were just getting really after the tailgate and then shutting her down.
Yeah.
Any Sappos, you think?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Really?
If there was going to be
that?
Sappos in Columbia, it was going to happen.
At a tailgate?
Well, on a Saturday in the fall. Maybe not at the tailgate.
And that's
proper.
what one of those emails we received years ago was, where moms would go down to Columbia and then they would hook up with frat guys, I guess. And the final line of the email was, Eucharistic minister my ass. So apparently this was a real thing during the Odom years.
I don't know.
There's some dark times in the other.
I know there's a lot of students that aren't that interested in the game. Yeah. They're interested in the pregame.
Sappos.
Yeah, and then they go home and go to bed to sleep off Friday night and the tailgate. And then when the game's over, they're about ready to hit it again.
That was kind of me.
Yeah.
I have no memory of my days back in the late 70s, but I was dating a girl, went to Mizzou, and I'd go up on weekends for Mizzou games. And I just remember getting up hungover. We'd all drink Bloody Marys and go to the game, but I don't remember what the crowds are like. Were they selling out? Was it a lot of students, not a lot of students? I can't remember.
They had good crowds back then. I remember it. They had good crowds and good teams.
See, I don't remember that. I just remember the drinking.
I don't know that they sold the place out, but it was close. Okay, then. I'm just telling you, I remember the games. I was there. They had good clubs.
I'm sorry,
they were competitive in the Big Eight.
Thanks,
and the stadium was mostly filled up.
Great, Doug. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say after that. I just said I don't remember it. I remember drink. I remember doing tequila shots and waking up the next morning in my underwear underneath the piano at some sorority house.
Oh, no.
Underwear slipped under the piano.
Oh.
Called in real time.
You made that prediction?
Yeah, I just wrote it down.
Oh, my God.
Harnick.
I was like, what's going on that Jackson's showing me and Doug a note?
I don't remember.
And you're making predictions. Who'd you bet?
I heard the Mizzou and tequila, and I knew it was.
Congratulations.
I'm sorry, I'm too close to it.
Which sorority house was it?
If it was Milagro tequila, I probably would have passed out.
Bingo, there you go.
Nice, smooth buzz. I don't remember these sororities.
How many sorority gals did you have?
I was dating one. I don't even know what house she belonged to.
Morning, guys. I have no memories of the late 70s. Now, sit back and relax as I regale you with a memory from the late 70s you didn't ask for. That's from the unknown DJ.
Now, if you were listening to the story, I said I remember having Bloody Marys, but I don't remember the games, how many people were there, if it was a big crowd, if they were winning. I don't remember any of that. I can always remember the drinking stories.
Oh.
The Barry Odom era was known for bringing Sappos to Columbia due to the fans' boredom and curiosity. Is that what happened? Because people were bored by the teams, they would turn to
They
us.
just turned.
I think after the Middle Tennessee loss in the early part of the season, in one of the years.
About the Wyoming loss.
That one was tough. At least I was on the road.
They
The
had a
Middle
bad one
Tennessee
against Kentucky, too, didn't they? Where they gave that
was
away in the last
2018. There was a two-hand shove, OPI clearly, but no call. Either way, the Middle Tennessee one was the most glaring. And that probably had people questioning a lot of things that they thought were understood in this world.
Including
maybe even their sexuality.
Yes.
Really? One play goes bad and you wonder, if you're gay?
It was far from 1.5. That was brutal.
How does that work? Oh my God, that pass was intercepted. Now I'm gay. That's how it works.
When it's Middle Tennessee State picking off a pass on a slant route, yeah.
I don't know. I've been disappointed in interceptions before. Oh, absolutely I have. Sure, on many occasions. But never to the point where I turned gay.
I don't know. After Brady Cook threw that little pooch interception last year against Georgia, I was questioning. I was
really.
I was like looking at my buddies, like, man, your lips are soft.
Oh gosh!
I like that a lot. Clip that off too. But just email it to me.
That's what you said right after the pick.
Damn it! Kiss me.
At that point, I was despondent.
Oh,
who knows what would have happened?
I like that so much. Yeah.
We were probably at a party together, Doug. Back, you're only
could have
probably
been
a year older than me.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was at Sigma Nu.
Snakes.
Could have been at some of these parties.
Could well have been. Sound like you hung out with a faster crowd than I did. I was, of course, mostly interested in my studies as a journalism scholar.
I wouldn't even go in there. I was just dating her.
Yeah, college is a lot more fun if you don't have to go to classes.
I'd say.
I mean, if you didn't have to go to classes, it would be the single greatest institution on the planet.
Well, it's like that, and then one night of a month you have to spend the entire night either writing a paper or studying, which is not the most conducive way to learn, but it's how it gets done.
Can you imagine how well educated you'd be if you actually paid attention, read the material, and did the work?
Oh, no, I think I'd still end up where I'm at.
Some people do. I think that's the next thing that comes after the NIL. I think what comes next is that you can bring people into your school to play football without going to class.
Yeah. I mean, they do it now anyway.
Well, kind of, but at least you have to enroll.
Yeah, they kind of fake it.
They should just have a guy in high school. I really don't want to go to class. Okay, you can come here and play football. You don't have to go to class. We don't care.
Yeah.
That'll be what's next.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons kind of started that when he was at LSU. They were doing like some documentary work or like some vlog work, and he's just basically like, "Yeah, I'm going to draft here in like in a couple months. I don't really care about going to class here at LSU."
I'm sure that's been done thousands of times at schools all over the country. He's bringing in millions for the school. We'll have someone else take his test for him.
Yeah, but that they at least have to enroll. I'm saying you don't even enroll. You don't even have to go to school there to say, "Hey, you play football? We saw you in high school. You're not going to college? No. Want to come here and play?
Yeah.
You don't have to go to school. We'll sign you to an NIL contract. We'll get you $1 million to play here. You don't got to go to school."
No. Well, as a Mizzou fan, do you really care how Brady Cook and Luther Burden are doing in their English classes? You just hope they do well, or someone in their stead does well enough to keep them eligible.
When was the last time somebody got suspended from a football team because of their grades?
I was just thinking about that. I couldn't remember. Sorry, so-and-so can't play. You got a D in his math test. The whole state would go crazy.
Yeah, seriously. Well, more likely the boosters, the NIL collective.
Yeah. I don't know when the last time I heard someone is now academically ineligible. It's almost not even a thing.
Yeah.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
I'm so bummed out when I hear about community college kids going to homecoming, trying to get a taste of college life before they're sentenced to 40 years of working at the Tums factory alongside our half-lion and half-eagle brothers. That's some glove blogger Tom Traven.
How would Deviani get slapped on that one?
And how much you making in the glove business?
Tom, could you send in your, what do you want, your last 3 years tax returns?
At least 3, yeah. I guess you could probably get a union job at Tums and do all right, too.
Sure.
You guys ever take Tums?
All the time.
Do you really?
Do you really?
Yeah, like if I even like sense a stomach ache coming or any sort of indigestion, I just eat 2 of them and it goes immediately away.
It does.
Yeah, every time. It's like I hate having a stomach ache. Like it's one of my least favorite things. So I always keep Tums around and very happy I do.
Huh.
Yeah, all the time.
I didn't even know what heartburn was into my 30s. I'd wake up and I'd say, God, I don't know why. It's just chest hurts or my stomach hurts. What is that? And I just drink a lot of water. And one day my sister said, you ever take a Tums? No. Take 2 Tums. It's like 30 seconds is gone. God,
Really?
These things are Where have these things been all my life?
Oh, I don't think I've ever taken one.
Give her a shot.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, I never have a stomach ache.
You ever did drink that Pepto? Ugh. Pink drink?
No,
thanks. Give me the chalk.
I've always kind of had a cast iron stomach.
Yeah. And you sleep like an Olympian?
I do, yeah.
Olympic champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No Tums for me. I used to walk by it every day on the way to Channel 4. It's right there across from Busch Stadium.
They used to be really chalky. Now they have fruit flavored.
Oh, that's nice.
Jackson, you sent an audio clip of something you call, what is it, strategic clipping?
Strategic clipping, yes, sir.
And Doug, the audio file is listed as 1A and 1B.
We don't need to do outline
So what do we have going on here, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jackson Bennett Burkett with his example of what is called now strategic clipping. He's taught us about engagement farming, and I feel like there's another one. Grifting, a new segment on Balloon Party coming on Friday. Who's grifting? You're going to read the grifter's quote.
Yep.
You can only do one out kick, though. I got to cap you on only one out kick.
Got it.
And then now strategic clipping. Tell the audience what strategic clipping is.
Strategic clipping in this sense, certainly we saw it with Brett Bielema a couple weeks ago ahead of the Penn State game.
Penn State fan.
Where at the clip, the end of what he's saying is like, you know, it's going to be a whiteout energy, whatever that means. And then they end the clip, but then it goes on for another minute saying and him praising Penn State. We have something similar here with Hugh Freeze. This was making its way around the Twitter tweets. Ben Fred wrote an article about it.
Oh, did he really? I didn't know that.
The article is, did Auburn coach Hugh Freeze just give Mizzou a gift, and other SEC thoughts? So this clip has made its way around Twitter and the internet, and it's Hugh Freeze talking about Eli Drinkwitz and some other coaches in the SEC. So I'm going to play the clip that's been going on in the Twitter tweets.
All right.
I know everybody has their rankings of coaches, and it's based on. And to me, the better talent you have, the better coach you are for sure. And to me, some of the better coaching jobs are done with those lesser rosters in recruiting. And I think you look at people like Eli and Stoops and head Clark Lee now too, that I think are doing incredible jobs at their respective programs with the kids that they've had, and they've had some time to develop their culture and get their players in.
That's where the clip cuts. That is where the clip cuts on Twitter. That's what's going around everywhere.
And that's called strategic clipping. And why would somebody use strategic clipping?
Because that kind of is tight, shortens up. You get the main thing you take away from that is him saying, you know, lesser rosters and mention someone like Drinkwitz. So it kind of feels a little shaded. Like it feels like he's like, you know, like doing it with lesser rosters. You know, this roster isn't what it should be, but they're playing well, you know, and they're a heck of a program. But when you listen to the clip in full, total context, there's a lot more he says in the next minute that might have you frame that quote differently. And I will play the rest of the clip.
I don't know why that would be bad. I mean, Mizzou they're not getting players like Alabama. So they're not terrible players, but he's not getting the echelon players so I don't think the clip's that bad.
Well, let's play the entire. Now, there's where the clip ends. Here's where it continues with Hugh Freeze's presser yesterday.
With the kids that they've had, and they've had some time to develop their culture and get their players in. But Eli's, I think he does one of the better jobs in the country in all aspects in managing the new world that we're facing. And he's obviously one of my closest friends in the business. And it used to be Gus when he was in the conference, and now it's kind of Eli and Kirby are who I probably talk to the most. Eli for sure. I have great respect for him and who he is and how he does things, and it's going to be a tall task for us there to go and compete with a really, really good Missouri team. They're the best. They're the best skilled players we've faced yet, and their quarterback's playing at a really high level also.
What's he watching?
Disagree with him there, but when you listen to that in the full context, I feel like you don't take that first part where he talks about lesser rosters as much as shade, because he just goes on a full minute praising Eli, saying he's one of his closest friends.
So you're saying it was edited at that particular point to create outrage?
I don't think it would have the outrage it would have if you posted the full 90-second.
But that's been going on forever with the media. If you're in TV, doing local TV sports, the sound bites are supposed to run 10 seconds, 12, 15, not much longer than that. And if you're in radio, you listen to radio news, the clips are very short. Nobody runs 50-second interview clips or minute-long coach sound bites. It's just not done unless it's somebody just absolutely ranting and raving.
Sure.
Screaming.
But I think that context is important. I think that next minute is important because it kind of reframes how you're thinking. Because I think Hugh Freeze, because of who he is in his press conferences of recent, throwing his players under the bus, he kind of has a sarcastic tone. I could see people taking that as shade, but I think he just put his foot in his mouth. I don't think I think he has a lot of respect for Missouri.
Swing and a miss, Jackson. What's the point of this? Is it a dig on Missouri? It's some Susie cream cheese.
Okay. No, it's not a dig on Missouri. It's trying to. I think that people just catch a clip and run with it, and they're like, here's the bulletin board material for the week, when I really don't think he was trying to be an ass.
Well, I get where you're coming from.
I agree with you, Jackson.
There are a ton that are, bad until you hear the end of it, but that one wasn't that bad. Lesser players, I think he's referring to, the Alabamas, the Georgias, who get whoever they want. Yeah. Mizzou's not getting all 5-star recruits. They're getting good players.
Yeah.
So lesser players, meaning than the other big-time schools.
Sure.
So he's praising Drinkwitz. I don't know anybody can write an article about it.
Well, I'm not trying to shade Benfred either.
Well, I'm not, but I don't know how you can write an article about that.
No, I was not aware of his column. I apologize. I don't know if you guys had read it this morning, so that's on me. But Ben Fredrickson wrote in the Post-Dispatch this morning, if that doesn't tick off Mizzou players, that's a problem.
Jesus.
I respectfully disagree with Ben Fredrickson, who I think is a wonderful gentleman.
Yeah, I do too. And there's no doubt he says lesser rosters, and I could see people taking that one way. Totally understand.
But Brady Cook's innocent comment about Texas A&M,
right,
and how they had it louder at Missouri's practice that week, was taken and used as bulletin board by Mike Elko at Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. And then the narrative became, Brady Cook, look what happened here, when in reality that wasn't, But this is I think you started off with it. This is what the media has been doing for years. This is the deal. I like you calling attention to it because for Doug and I, having done what we did in television, and I do think, and this is when I became aware of it, I came in here, I was talking with you two this morning, and I said, I just really dislike our industry because we know, I guess, how the game is played because we're in it, but then we lose sight of the fact that the public doesn't realize that these things are manipulated. And some do, and I'm not saying we're smarter at all. We're the ones who made the mistake to get into this business. But because we're in it, we know what goes on, and now I just see it at a higher level. And so it used to be you got into sportscasting because you couldn't play the game, but you loved the game. I can speak for myself there. Yeah, Doug actually was a legitimate, but you were a legitimate athlete. And now it's like, I'll just get a podcast. I'll make no money, which is 99% of them. But then I got to build my hashtag brand by just tweeting or saying the most absurd things. And somehow there's, it's celebrated as opposed to, so I appreciate you calling attention to it, which is why I will look forward to Friday's debut of Who's Grifting.
Yeah, it's going to be big. No, and even if you come away from that clip still thinking Hugh Freeze is giving bulletin board to it, that's fine. I just think you should hear the full, and that's his press conference. He wasn't asked a question. That was kind of his opening statement. I think even if you still take away Hugh Freeze is a jackass, Missouri's going to run through him because of that, that's fine, but I think you should hear the full context of the clip.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great if you have time to hear the full context. Since the dawn of radio news and TV news, somebody has to make the decision on how to edit the sound bites.
No, I get that.
Well, I would say nearly 100% of the people who may be worked up about this and spending their day yesterday tweeting about it or writing blogs or a podcast about it did not see it on television news. So that is erased from the landscape. So on a podcast, you can play the whole thing because there is no cap on a time. And the way that it was edited, I gather, by whoever got it going on Twitter, did strategically.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason it cuts off so abruptly.
And I gather that for whatever reason, these perspectives aren't popular. I don't know. I guess maybe people don't want to hear that they're being effed with, And it's certainly it goes well beyond, in my opinion, something as stupid as bottom tier SEC game this weekend. But it's an example and it's localized. So in this case, I guess it's Missouri fans who are worked up. I don't know. I don't get enough chance to tweet. But 2 weeks ago, it was A&M fans worked up. Mm-hmm. And so it cuts both ways. But it goes on well beyond. I mean, it's college football. But it's done intentionally. It's done to work people up over something that, in reality, was innocent. I stepped back and I saw that going with that clip yesterday, and I got, these guys we get irritated when they don't say anything in interviews or press conferences, but all they do, if they do speak, and in his case, I think he just was slipping up, really, it brings downside in. So it's like when, I can't recall who I saw him being interviewed by, Derek Jeter. I think the captain thing that ESPN did. And he goes, people would give me trouble for my answers being so vanilla. He goes, but my job and what I was being paid to do was to win games and championships. And anything that takes away from that, then I'm not doing my job. So if I give you a quote that gets a bunch of BS going around this clubhouse, then I'm playing a role in not doing my job. So from my standpoint, a good coach or a good player, as much as it might irritate us if we want to hear something titillating, is going to give vanilla answers because it's a zero upside game.
And that's why I think in football especially, they try to shield the players from the media as much as they can. Even in the NFL level, the Rams players were usually available only one day. There was like a Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday before lunch, they'd be available for about an hour in the locker room, and that was about it until the game was played after the game. And football, it's the same way. I think they have one day where they make 3 or 4 players, I guess, that they can trust, won't say anything too crazy, available to the media, and that's it, except for game day.
In this day and age, if you get something titillating, you don't know if it's AI or not.
Yeah.
Boy, that's gruesome. Well, is it real? I mean, there's some I've been fooled by.
I think a lot of people, especially online, they do it in the name of entertaining.
Yeah.
Someone will find this entertaining, and that's all that matters. Whether it leads to an accurate conclusion or not doesn't matter. If you find what I just did entertaining, that's all I really care about.
But then, as some I think it's totally fair for that. But that's also totally fair for people to push back on that and say, "Here's why. Here's full context.
Oh yeah.
Here's what we think is going on here," and let the people decide themselves. Because you let this narrative run wild, and people don't even care about the next part of that clip.
And if it gets too crazy, the players will just stop talking completely. We won't ever hear from them.
Right. And I think that's essentially what goes on more often than not. But Doug, the sound bites you're using should definitely encapsulate what was trying to be said, not misrepresent.
Of course.
And create some further narrative. That's from Hugh's brother Buffett. And I would think that we both probably did do that throughout our careers.
Yeah.
But what is going on, and I don't know when it necessarily started, it didn't just start on a day, but it gradually just becomes, again, accepted behavior, is to edit it down to the most, clip that's going to get the most ire and engagement.
Yeah.
And that becomes the game.
Yeah, and that's done not just in sports, it's done even in news now.
Right, totally.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is a low-tier SEC football game. Imagine when it creates people's mindsets on things that actually matter.
Yeah, and it does.
It does.
We have so many television reporters now, all the networks. They're not reporters, they're activists.
Yeah.
And they're always looking for something that makes their side either look good or look bad.
Right.
The other side look bad.
And TV news is one thing, but Twitter, you can post a 2-minute and 20-second video. There's no, you can say, once we go a minute and a half, it's too long. Well, Twitter allows
So
you to
the
do
one 2 weeks ago with Bielma, and he was, I don't even know, because it wasn't an official whiteout, and what he was saying, I don't even know what that means.
Whiteout energy, yeah.
Whiteout energy. That was edited by a Penn State fan, and then it became a whole thing. And then when somebody came back to, I believe it was her, and said, what was that about? She goes, well, I don't know. I was just having fun. And that becomes this. It's just having fun.
Once you
I
get
was
caught,
just joking.
once you get caught doing something bad or more, it's like, wow, it's just having some fun.
Yeah, that's Facebook. That a lot. You called somebody out. No, I was just kidding. I'll give you a perfect example, and it happens all the time in these political ads. But the Amendment 2, which is vote yes or vote no on sports betting, there's a new one out that's against it, that they're lying to you about this money going to schools. And they have a little bitty thing that says no taxes, and it's highlighted. And that's all. If you would spread it out and see what that all says, it doesn't say we're not going to be charged tax and the schools aren't making any money. They're not going to give any money to the school. Look what it says: no taxes. They're not going to be paying taxes. Like, oh my God! But people will believe that, and they'll vote no because of that. But it's a lie. They didn't show the whole picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes on for sure, and it's a problem.
It's just sports, though, right? Like, this is just for entertainment. It's not like we're talking about geopolitical events where a miscalculated edit has a real-world implication. Why does this matter so much? It's from Mr. Licks. Well, it matters so much, Mr. Licks, because it is being done with things that matter, and that's what I continue to point out. So I love the idea of the who's grifting thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
In a way, it's kind of like a Daily Show in some capacity for calling attention to the nonsense that goes on.
Right, and sports are trivial in nature, but like you said, like if it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander, this thing can spread and be done where things really, really, really matter, and these people are very trusted. So it's, and also meaning and purpose is how much you assign to it. Clearly, we in America have assigned a lot of value to it because some of the highest paid people in America are athletes. So therefore, yes, it does matter.
Jackson, this gentleman is not happy. The woke libtard is shocked by selectively edited clips. Have you been under a rock since 2016? Great self-awareness, Piddles.
No.
That's from the
God.
636.
Hello. How do you respond to something like that?
Oh, I don't know that you can.
No. Just let it fester.
Stop talking about Facebook!
Oh my God!
Big tough.
10% crestfallen, head down.
That was a hit. That was a jab that landed.
I think I said Facebook once, and that's what you took out of all that stuff we're talking about. Is stop talking about Facebook.
Yeah, see, selective editing.
That's the big one. Selective editing.
Selective listening.
We do it when we have clips of the week, cuts of the week.
You feel like that's taken out of context?
Yes, it is.
Those aren't.
But-
Those are
yes.
real. So
Well, but also taken out of context. It's funny when we play it back, but they're taken out of context.
We live in a dangerous time where people would rather believe a lie than be proven wrong. That's from the Hunchback of Von Castle.
Oh, it's very true. I don't know if it was Mark Twain or somebody said that. It's much easier to fool a man than convince him he's been fooled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people have a lot of pride.
Mm-hmm.
That just kidding line is something. But that's all that Stephen Wildwood said. That just kidding line, so just kidding is more like an adjective, is something. And that's the end of it.
Okay.
Think about it.
I'm not going to think about that. He needed some selective editing on that little comment.
Add the 636 to define. Ask the 636 to define woke. That's from Stepdad Gary. I believe that's a
No,
reference.
thanks. I'm good.
636. Send in your real name, you little bitch. Hey. That's from Flip Wilson.
It is an issue, though, for the talking about TV stations anyway, for the news to sometimes try to make sense of a complicated issue in a newscast. I mean, it's one thing in 60 Minutes if you got 20 minutes for a segment, but it's another on the newscast that people all over the country watch to break down a complicated issue is not easy to do sometimes without someone explaining it for 30, 45 seconds, a minute, and they just don't run those kind of sound bites on newscasts. They just don't.
Right. But I would tell, at least from my generation, the bigger blowtorch comes from Twitter and social media, not from newscasts, where social media you can give as much context or as much representation as you want. That's where, at least like for my generation.
Yeah. But then it's just a matter of how many people are following that Twitter account.
But
is that reaching 10,000 people, or is it reaching potentially millions of people?
Oftentimes the latter. Oftentimes it reaches millions of people on Twitter.
If it's done by somebody who's well known and has a jillion followers.
Right, totally. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about some guy.
Well, who's got millions of followers and doing all kinds of crap like that?
The
Are there
grifters
people out there?
You'll find out Friday.
Who's grifting?
Let's see if I have that open I made.
Yeah, Jackson was working on this craft yesterday while I was doing a sound story.
Yeah, here you go.
It's time for
Who's grifting? Who's grifting? Who's grifting? Who's grifting?
Whose voices are those?
AI.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Just AI.
And then from there, we go into our little segment.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have to determine who it is?
This will be done on Balloon Party.
The toughest guys in St. Louis listen to this fair program. Isn't it evident by all the vitriol? That's from Mr. Smith. The toughest guys in St. Louis listen to this show.
A lot of cage fighters, for sure. Backroom brawlers.
Stephen
Tough
Wildwood.
text guy voice.
Navy SEALs.
Grifters bad. That's from Stephen Wildwood.
If you were a Navy SEAL, would you listen to this program? Army Ranger?
Sure.
Would you?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know, because you probably got more important things to do.
Well, I mean, maybe not when I'm deployed, but
all right,
get back home.
And you can pay for clout on Twitter. Pay to get your content and BS you're peddling amplified. It's unreal. Hate it. Anyways, hashtag free perk and sit on my face, Doug.
Yeah, what?
It's Brian Henshin.
Henshin got suspended. Where's
I think
my
the
pen?
Flacco thing has him.
Where's my ink pen?
I enjoy that.
I need an ink pen. There it is.
Oh, they're coming at you left and
Brian
right.
Henshin, you've been suspended for your comments. You've been suspended a period of 2 days' time, and your name, as we speak, is going to the Illinois Recovery Center suspension logule. Doesn't feel very good, does it? Whether you're sitting here or in Indianapolis somewhere covering girls' water polo or whatever they're playing out there right now.
Oh!
10:15, Brian Henshin, 2 days' time,
Oopsies,
water
probably
polo.
getting
Okay.
Hey, Doug, are you going to the opener tonight? Let's go Blues. That's Sharon in Clayton.
Well, if I had tickets.
Yeah, Sharon, you hear that?
Just get my hands on a couple of tickets.
Take them, Sharon.
I'm not asking. I'm not asking anyone.
Right.
I don't know that I can get my hands on any tickets.
Would you take 300 level?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I'm shocked nobody's asked you yet.
Well, I'm not asking anyone to ask me.
You said
And
you
I'm
would
not
go.
I'm not begging for tickets.
Well, maybe you're not. But you said you want to go.
I've just
and
gotten-
I figured a listener would ask you to go by now.
I've just gotten to the point where, with my budgetary constraints, the idea of spending $100, $200 or so to go to sporting events, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for me.
Does it affect your thought process on it because you went to games for free or covered
Yes.
worked at them for years?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went for 40 years and didn't pay anything.
Yeah.
With a great seat in the press box and food and everything else. So now when someone wants me to pay $150 for one ticket
Yeah.
without the food, it's a little tough to do.
Right.
Because
Right.
I've already seen 10,000 games.
You still got 6 weeks of vacation left and a lot of traveling to do, so you got to
I
save
do.
up.
Right. Absolutely.
Suck it, Doug.
Hey, come on, Edmund. Oh. It absolutely is a factor.
Yeah, I would have to imagine.
You get sticker shock. The last time I regularly paid for tickets, they were about $4 a piece. I could go to a Cardinal game for about $10.
Guys, I'm Team Iggy here. People always fall back on "I'm just kidding" or "it was just a joke" are incredibly frustrating to deal with. Be awful to have to deal with someone like that in your work or social circles. That's from the 608. What's the 608?
Ooh, who wants to take some guesses?
Wisconsin?
Ooh. Man, if he can get this, then you're really
On
special.
Wisconsin.
Jeez, it's absolutely Wisconsin.
Iggy knows his area codes. This guy knows his area codes.
God,
I know
that's
my dates.
crazy.
You know your area codes.
That is
Well,
crazy.
all those guests lining up back in the day for like 30 straight years of lining up guests and having all these phone numbers you kind of remember.
But who are you getting in the 608? Dairy farmers? Because that's not even Green Bay or Milwaukee.
Wisconsin Dells.
I guess
region?
it's Madison, so I guess you could get somebody on. What's
Barry Alvarez.
Who's the other coach of Wisconsin football more recently? Pelini?
I don't know. It was
Oh,
probably a former NFL player for Frank. who
Christ.
Happened to live there.
Got it.
I don't know.
Was Bo Pelini there?
Where are they now? Which
I don't believe
started.
Bo Pelini was
He was in
Wisconsin.
Nebraska.
And he was an angry Hornet.
Gosh,
Bielema was there.
Oh, that's right. Bielema was there.
Well,
I
this
forgot
is-
that even happened.
This is well before that. It was probably some former coach that coached there in the 30s or something. Where are they now?
Okay.
Doug, I can have wifey stay home and you can come with me to Enterprise tonight. I'd like to get you loosened up on some smoked old fashions so we can do anal in the suite level
Oh,
bathroom.
What? Who?
That's the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves.
Recovering alcoholic, you're joining Henshin in the suspension logule. It is a logule you yourself sponsors, so it's disappointing that you can't behave yourself a little bit better. Recovering alcoholic from Belleville, 2 days' time,
So he's gone.
15th of October, 2024.
There you go. Somebody asked you. You got an invite?
Belleville.
Yeah, that is an invite.
I'm not asking for an invite. I'm just saying, if I had tickets, I'd go. I'm not asking for an invitation.
You'll have to explain the difference.
Well, I don't want to feel guilty.
The only way you can go is if somebody asks you, but you're not asking.
No, there'd be other ways.
You said if you had a ticket.
I could have.
What, are you going to find one on the street?
I suppose I could buy tickets.
You get a credential.
Would we get a credential for this show? I don't know about that.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I've got a credential. Ryder will give you one. Back in the old days, if I went to the game, I'd always bring my, if I wasn't working, didn't do post-game or something, if I went to the game, just enjoy it, I would still use my credential and go up in the press box and get food and come back out.
Oh, what do you mean come back out?
Well, I had seats.
Oh, and you use your credential to go get some pretzels and a Coke?
So I go up and get some pretzels or peanuts and a couple sodas and come back down.
I mean, I will not watch the Blues game over the Lakers and Warriors. I haven't dusted off that one in a while.
I just realized that Jackson hasn't had the pleasure of monitoring the fan pin during an election. Prepare for the 636 to go full patriotic douche buddy. Tell him good luck. That's from Doug's prison wallet, and he monitors TMA social media channels. He covers it, I guess.
We'll weather the storm. I'm not too worried. In terms of ranking my worries, monitoring the fan page during the November election cycle is far down the list.
Mm-hmm. Do you even monitor
your dossier?
Way down the dossier.
Do you even monitor it?
I mean, as much as one. I mean, it's not like cooking a risotto where I'm constantly looking at it, but I got a good pulse on it.
The word monitoring it makes it sound like you're sitting there with
like it's the
glasses in
NSA,
a smoke-filled room, and you're really studying what's going on, taking notes.
Yeah, like it's broadcast news. No, I simply I log on maybe 2-3 times a day.
Or you're like one of those dorks in grade school where you put the sash on and walk around the hallway.
No.
Hall monitor. Doug, send an email to John Kiowski and Tommy Mattern letting them know that you are looking to go to the game, and then the sales staff could sell that or something. That's from Steve, and he's in Wildwood.
Yeah, you haven't had a good one yet today, man. What's wrong with you? Hungover again?
Swinging and missing?
Yeah, it's just terrible. Just sending in texts for nothing to take shade at me. And it's, again, I didn't ask for a free bed or a free apartment. Now, if the Blues had a night out where we're doing something and we're going to the game, we didn't pay for tickets for our TMA night at the Blues game.
Right.
But we promoted the Blues that night and got people to go with us. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between that and what you just said?
I just don't know.
I thought you were smart. Well, maybe you don't need to be a smart guy. Yep, what's that house next door to you? 384? Okay, about 390 for you. Let's call it a day. Let's go shoot 100.
Went after the career and the golf game.
Multiple shots fired.
All over the place. You can text in. Schaefer Door Company sponsored the text inbox. It's SCHAEFER door.com, Schaefer Door. You can call or text the number they set up for TMA listeners at 636-782-3608. It's going to get you the quickest response time if your garage door breaks. They service all kinds of garage doors for service and new installs, and they have Monday morning standby service for the doors that break over the weekend, and they service commercial doors as well. So, if you run a business or warehouse with big, tall doors, Schaefer is experienced in these types of jobs. It's Schaefer Door Company online at schaeferdoor.com, SCHAEFER door.com, or call or text 636-782-3608. Schaefer Door, a Clopay Master Authorized Dealer. Jason Gosrow and Schaefer Door Company, sponsor of our text inbox at 314-881-TMA5. Transform your story at Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, the team believes in the strength of every individual's journey to recovery. Whether you're taking the first step or continuing your path, the IRC's dedicated team's here to support you. Why choose the Illinois Recovery Center? A holistic healing approach, expert care and guidance, safe and welcoming environment, tailored programs for lasting recovery, top-notch facility and accommodation. Go to IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. That's IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com, or you can call 888-472-9559. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own, or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. Visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Send your emails in. Design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Call in Callier and Thompson phone line, 636-900-4TMA. And don't forget, this Friday, TMA Trivia Night tickets go on sale at 8 a.m. It's our third annual TMA Trivia Night on Friday, November 15th at St. Gabriel's, starting at 7:30 p.m. You can purchase single tickets, tables of 8, or anything in between. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 8 a.m. and are $50 per person. Tickets will include food from Heavy Smoke Barbecue plus beer, canned cocktails, and seltzers from Show Me Beverage while supplies last. It's TMA Trivia Night. Tickets going on sale at tmastl.com. Get your friends together and get a table for Friday, November 15th at St. Gabriel's. And you're welcome to bring your own food and drink as well. tmastl.com.
The food and the drink is worth $50. And you get to meet Doug. It's like a throw-in.
Yeah, Doug, you're called added value.
Trivia night's always a fun night. Usually Buck Swab comes up, berates me briefly, which is always fun.
People will be allowed to look at my hair.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Honestly, just being at St. Gabe's gives you the butterflies in your stomach.
Okay, that's enough.
It's true.
Good for you. Good for you.
That's
similar to like being at the Coliseum.
Where did you go to grade school?
Old Bonham Elementary.
Oh, maybe we should hold a trivia
Down
night
there
there.
by Ruth Park.
No, it's not by Ruth Park.
Old Bonham Elementary. What road's that on?
Old Bonham.
Isn't
Would
Ruth
make
Park
sense.
off of Old Bottom?
What?
Isn't Ruth Park off of Old Bottom?
We're not talking about Ruth Park.
No, it's
We're
next
talking
to
about his grade school. We're talking about important stuff.
it's next to Stacy Park. The school you're thinking of might be Brittany Woods,
Oh,
which is not in the Ladue School District.
that's
Normandy.
U City.
It used to be Normandy.
City.
U City? Okay. Well, I know it's in U City, but I didn't know if it
We
was.
played him in 9th grade.
Yeah, we used to play them all the time in middle school. Yeah, no, that's Brittany Woods. I went to Old Bonham Elementary, just 10 minutes from here.
We had to do a
historic.
trivia night there.
And there, is there not a statue of you in front of the school?
Well, there's no, like, we didn't play other grade school. You know, like, there's no,
You scared of St. Gabriel's, right?
well, there's no, like, CYC for public schools.
Just mean as a
Interesting.
student.
So you don't like Catholics.
No, it wasn't available. Like, we just,
Why would you have such a disdain for Catholics?
Thank
I
you,
don't.
Doug.
Public school, like, there was no inter-public school league.
I bet you don't like Presbyterians either.
Yeah, that's what I'm sensing.
I got no beef with anybody. You can be whatever religion you want. That's the wonderful thing about
I'm feeling uncomfortable.
I am too.
Is that right?
HR?
Mm-hmm.
HR it is.
I'm triggered.
No, there's no banners up. Doing it.
Nothing.
No, doing it. It was carpeted when I was there.
Of course it was.
The
Ladue
gym.
School
The gym
District.
was no. That was not a good thing.
Scott's wrinkled ballsack, but not his wife. Says, I'll have to check with some friends of the Feather to see if they're available for the trivia night. Sounds like a great time. Scott's wrinkled ballsack.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
darn.
really fun, and it's not just TMA trivia. It's all sorts of trivia.
Yeah, it's I think there's only one round. It's
Yeah.
TMA trivia.
Correct.
They just had puppies. Their Labradoodle had puppies.
Who?
Mr. Ballsack and Mrs. Ballsack.
Boy, I couldn't. You got to give me 10 guesses. on
Did they
what
send
you're
you a
talking
Christmas card?
No, I saw it on Facebook.
about. Clip that off.
There you go,
That's a new
Facebook.
segment. I saw it on Facebook.
Well, she posted on Facebook. She said, I didn't even know she's pregnant. I guess she was pregnant. She had 8 puppies. They didn't even know her dog was pregnant. So there you go. A little bit of news for the Ballsacks.
How
Congrats.
would you know their dog is pregnant?
Doesn't your stomach hang down a little bit when you're pregnant and you get
But how would
extra
you,
nipples?
How do you see the dog? You don't get extra ones. They just come milk engorged.
Clip that off.
Yeah, so wouldn't you be able to tell?
But how often do you see the dog?
Me?
Yeah,
I'm saying she said they didn't know.
She didn't know.
She didn't know she was pregnant.
yeah. Well, I guess you wouldn't until they started.
She said just popped out 8 puppies.
Oh,
Cute little things.
yeah.
So congrats to the Ballsacks.
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking about Facebook!
15%.
That's from the Pillow Stacker. Pillow Stacker Mike.
His head went down.
I mean, it
Hands
just-
up over
it
the
makes
head.
no sense.
20% crestfallen.
That's where I saw the puppy picture.
Mm-hmm.
Was on Facebook. What am I supposed to say? I saw it out there somewhere. I don't remember, but I saw a picture somewhere.
Yeah.
Would you rather me say that and just not mention Facebook?
I think you can. I think it's okay.
They just find the littlest things to bitch about. It just makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Well, Twitter got a mention earlier, so Facebook, I guess, is due 1 or 2. No one said Instagram
What about TikTok?
or that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's going to say, did you see Stevie Nicks on SNL? Stop talking about TV!
Okay. Well, we have to keep talking because it is a radio show. So you can talk about Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and they're just going to have to deal with it.
No, they just find something to bitch about.
Yeah.
Somebody earlier said stop talking about Facebook, so this guy just glommed on. He said it too, thought people would like it.
Okay.
Sorry, Thomas.
I didn't know my dog was pregnant is very irresponsible dog ownership. Be better. That's from Sharon and Clayton, and she's not happy. I'm not sure who she's not happy with, but she's not happy about...
The owners of the dog. They didn't know the dog was pregnant. Must have been a fat dog to begin with.
I hope I'm not outing them by saying they didn't know.
No, they don't.
Well, she put it on Facebook. Sorry, there's Facebook again.
Facebook.
But she put it on Facebook and said she didn't know it was pregnant, so she said it herself.
Yeah.
Unless I misread it. If it is, I'm sorry, Mrs. Bolsack.
Now, a dog carrying 8 puppies, they'd get considerably larger, wouldn't they? And they never noticed?
I'm going to have to look now because I may have to apologize if she didn't say that. But
okay. Oh, no.
Oh, Doug, we got a situation.
I'm going to Facebook.
Emergency meeting with management.
Well, what'd she post? That my dog might be pregnant?
I'm going to Facebook. I got to look because it's on Facebook. All right, I'm opening Facebook. I'm searching for her name. Not going to tell you losers what it is because you'll be flooding in.
Are you Phil Elfrink?
Well, now how would you think this? What would you think if you read this? Well, turns out Posey was pregnant and she had 8 puppies. So it turns out she was pregnant. So it's not like, to me, that's not that we didn't know she was pregnant.
Okay.
But they're cute little puppies.
8, that's a lot of puppies.
And they're very good dog parents, so leave them alone.
Well, I don't think anybody's attacking them.
I think whoever that was, the Ledoux mom, or who was that said that? Some girl.
I don't know.
Self-made stay-at-home Ledoux mom?
Yeah.
Sharon and Clayton.
Oh, Sharon and Clayton said they're not very good dog owners, so they don't know they're pregnant. Some dogs don't gain weight, I guess, when they're pregnant. They're kind of skinny, or their Labradoodle's kind of big, so maybe you don't notice.
You'd have to gain some weight.
I don't know.
If you're carrying 8 new puppies, you'd have to gain some.
My cat, Olivia, got pregnant. I didn't know she was pregnant. During WrestleMania, she had 8 kittens under the couch. I didn't know the thing was pregnant.
During WrestleMania, this happened.
Yeah, we were watching WrestleMania.
The thing was pregnant.
I hear all this whining under the couch. I said, where the hell's Olivia? I look on, there's like 8 little kittens under there.
I'll be darned.
With all this time on Facebook, we really just have to start accepting Ken for who he is and find him some outlets so that he doesn't take it all out on us from 7 to 10 every day. Maybe some play dates, or we could castaway him and just draw a face on a volleyball and stick it in his apartment. Just spitballing ideas. That's from Arbor Day.
Okay.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. I take it out on you every day from 7 to 10? Did I hear that right? I take it out on you?
Yeah, that's what he
Arbor
said.
Day?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that wasn't fair.
All I do is come back at the people that post stuff like that.
How long ago did you have this cat?
I was living in Georgetown Apartments, so it would have been...
Well, just a ballpark figure.
84,
Okay.
85, something like that.
Tigers and Padres, remember that?
Yeah, 40 years ago. What'd you do with all the cats?
I kept one and gave the other ones away.
Okay.
Took me a while to get rid of them, too. Those
I would
things
think
are running
so.
all over the house.
Yeah.
God.
You were herding cats.
No, I wasn't. I'm sorry. I wasn't living in Georgetown. I was living down
But it
on,
doesn't really matter.
who cares where I was living?
Yeah,
Either
it
way,
didn't
I had
really
cats.
matter. I just was looking for
I
a
had kittens.
ballpark time.
I kept one, and I gave the other ones away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you hate when that happens during WrestleMania, no less.
Yeah, the point of the story
Could
was
be
that
any more inconvenient?
I didn't know she was pregnant. That's the cat that ran away from the Humane Society, which is down on Hanley.
Well, wouldn't you too? Sometimes they euthanize
No, but
animals there.
I've told this story too before, and I'm sure it's going to come in here. But we do have new listeners. We just came home one night, and this cat's like sitting on our sidewalk, and I started petting it, and went and got some milk, and it drank that, and I went inside, came back out, it's still sitting there. Well, I picked it up, and let me pet it, let me hold it, and a dog next door got out and started running at it, and the thing scratched me. So I don't know. It's this thing is it a wild cat? Does it have rabies? It just scratched me. What do I need to do?
Now you've got cat scratch fever.
So they took it to the Humane Society. We lived on Lewis, which is between Manchester and Hanley.
Brentwood.
They took it to the Humane Society.
Sure they did. Yeah.
And I said, what are you going to do with it?
What do we do with this?
No, check it. If it's got rabies, we'll kill it.
Yeah.
I said, what? So I said, no, I want it back. I said, well, you can't. We got to give it a test first. This is no lie. Once it got out of the truck, the Humane Society, it jumped out of the truck. A half hour later, it's on the porch again. It found its way back from the Humane Society, down Manchester, up our street, and back onto the sidewalk. And I kept it. And that was my cat.
Turned out it didn't have rabies.
No. Well, I don't know if I didn't get the test or ran away.
Oh. Okay.
So I kept that cat, and that cat had kittens.
Okay. Well.
Then they both ran away one night. Never saw either of them.
The cat liked to roam the streets. It was a bit of a whore.
No, he wasn't. I had it for like 3 years before it ran away. It didn't run away. It got out, and I guarantee you somebody took it.
Or it got run over on Manchester.
No. Again, I was living in Georgetown at the time.
Got run over
I would always let it. It wasn't a
Road.
house cat. I'd let it out. It'd just run around, and then it'd come back in.
Okay.
One night, her and Smokey, the baby that I kept, went outside. They never came back.
Birds probably got him.
I went all over that complex looking for it.
Owl or something got him, probably. Fox, coyote.
So there was a boring little story about cats.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't horrible. Wasn't bad.
Jesus.
Yeah, I agree, Jesus. I probably should.
I don't mind a cat story.
God, I'm tired of this story.
Well, okay.
I did love those cats.
Yeah.
I cried.
You cried when they didn't come back home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that happened to my Smokey, too. Smokey the cat. But I won't go there again. Whew.
All right.
I enjoy a cat story. I just do.
Want me to find some on Facebook for you?
Yeah, if you could.
All right, send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air, heating and cooling email of the day. It's coming your way at about 9:50. Jackson and I go down the hallway at 10 o'clock. Won't be happy. No question about it, because it's the Blues opener. And Jackson will probably lead with Dodgers and Mets. Jets and Bills.
No, nothing.
Yankees, Guardians.
Nothing reactionary to anything that happened last night. There's nothing.
You're just going to get us ready for tonight.
More big picture stuff. I guess I'll formulate up a Blues question.
Is Bronny James an NBA player?
Nice.
Oh, no, I'll leave that to Gottlieb.
Gottlieb does it?
Yeah, he's a pro grifter.
He's a pro grifter.
He is, actually.
Just by talking about an NBA player makes you a grifter?
The things he says about them makes him a grifter.
Interesting.
Don't you have to have something in it for you to be a grifter? Like,
yeah, he's on radio.
But like a monetary interest to be a grifter? Well, but on radio, he's got to say something.
Yeah, doesn't mean it has to be grifty.
So what is he saying that's going to bring back money to him?
He's the coach of University of Wisconsin Green Bay. He says Bronny James isn't even good enough to play on his team, which is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, don't get angry about it.
But that's grifting. That's him just taking advantage of, like, oh, Bronny got drafted. Let me be an ass and say something dumb.
Oh.
So, grift.
Yeah, you took that personally.
Didn't take it personally. It's so dumb. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
So I
So
don't
you
like
think
that.
he could play for Wisconsin Green Bay?
Yeah, if you can play for USC, you can certainly play for Wisconsin Green Bay. Regardless, I'm not really going to talk about Bronny James. That'd
be great.
That and Angel Reese, that's reserved for the grifters.
I'll come in and talk Angel Reese if you ever got a topic. You can bring me in for that.
Grifting can pay well, I'll tell you that.
It can? Then why don't we do more grifting?
Oh, I'm telling you, it's there. It's just you got to be able to put your head on the pillow.
Yeah. You have to take your soul and hear your reward.
All right, it's 8:23. We'll take a break. This is TMA.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Craving a fiesta for your taste buds? Welcome to Rosalita's Cantina, your ultimate Tex-Mex getaway. Indulge in their mouth-watering tacos, queso-smothered burritos, and the best chips and salsa imaginable. Dine in on their beautiful patio, majestic bar, elegant dining hall, or grab it to go. And don't forget to check out their location at Enterprise Center. No game or concert is complete without nachos and a margarita. Rosalita's Cantina, where the sunshine never ends. Learn more at rosalitascantina.com. Thinking about selling your home, but not thrilled about going public? Check out Compass's Private Exclusives with Jeff Lotman. With Private Exclusives, your home is shown to a select group of serious buyers. No public listing, no days on market, just real offers from real people. Their network connects you with top agents and qualified buyers, so your home gets the attention it deserves, without all the fuss. Selling your home can be simple and stress-free with Compass Private Exclusives, because your home is special. Call Jeff Lotman, your Compass agent today, to find out more, or visit the Lotman Group online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com.
Hustle and Heart Sports Performance is the one-stop shop for St. Louis area football-specific and athletic training located in O'Fallon, Missouri. Hustle and Heart utilizes the top trainers in St. Louis, led by its owner, 8-year NFL vet Pierre Desir. We have a 40-yard turf field, college-style weight room, red light sauna, and a state-of-the-art recovery room to service all of your athletes' needs. For more info, check out hustleandheartsportsperformance.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge, newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood, or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
Listeners ought to check out Collier & Thompson, support the sponsors, and have the best contractors in St. Louis work on your kitchen remodel, if that's what you want, or bathroom remodel, basement, wine room, whatever. Collier & Thompson does it all, and these are people that you can trust. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. That's not always that common for people in this line of work. They won a Torch Award for Ethics from the Better Business Bureau. Collier & Thompson on Manchester and Baldwin, next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Collier & Thompson, come home to quality. Online at collierandthompson.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I regret not managing my finances better in my 20s and my 30s, and now I see how crucial it is for achieving major life goals. Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people every day with their finances, discussing cash flow, liquidity, investments, insurance, and tax-efficient strategies. No matter your financial planning stage, Mark will boost your confidence and keep you on track. Learn more at evergreenstl.com.
Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, a broker-dealer and a SEC registered investment advisor. Equitable Financial Advisors and MI. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and does not provide tax advice.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
TMA brings you the third annual TMA Trivia Night, Friday, November 15th at Tim's alma mater, St. Gabe's, starting at 7:30. All kinds of trivia, including sports, entertainment, St. Louis-centric, TMA round thrown in there too. All hosted by the guys from TMA. Get single tickets, tables of 8, or anything in between. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 8 a.m. and cost $50 a person. Portions of the proceeds will go to St. Gabe's. Ticket includes food from Heavy Smoke Barbecue, plus beer, canned cocktails, and seltzers from Show Me Beverages while supplies last. Please drink responsibly and feel free to bring your own food and beverages too. Find out more at tmastl.com. Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at tmastl.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at tmastl.com. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at TMASTL.com or wherever you podcast, and check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Well, let's put our golf where our mouths are.
Now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Doug, you like this, Jim?
It's kind of catchy.
TLC?
Is this the Saturday Night Live version?
I don't know what it
is. It's the regular one.
Jackson says Sabrina Carpenter is very sexual.
Mm-hmm.
Is she? Mm-hmm. I don't know what she looks like.
Really short.
If anybody has a free ticket to that concert, I'm looking.
You are looking?
Mm-hmm. I can't do 400, I'm sorry.
No. Who is this?
Sabrina Carpenter.
I don't know who that is.
I remember Karen Carpenter and her brother Richard. Together they were the Carpenters.
This is Sabrina.
Okay.
Their daughter.
Maybe a granddaughter or something.
Could be granddaughter, actually.
She's dating Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan. Doug, what do you think?
Famously slurped seed out of a bathtub in Saltburn.
Spoiler alert!
We talked about this last week. That's her boyfriend.
No. There are some roles you just don't take. You read the script and you just don't take it.
No. That catapulted him.
Well, that'll say something about the business.
This coat's too hot.
Please make my name Ken Grifty Jr. That's from the 636.
Pretty good.
You liked it? Are you going to change it?
Yeah. Is it just the 636?
636-699.
Got it.
I'm not a
take care of that.
grifter. Why are you calling me a grifter?
I don't know if he was.
He said Ken Grifter.
Ken Grifty Jr.
As in Ken Griffey.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're kind of sensitive to the grifting allegations.
Wouldn't you be?
No, I wouldn't
I
care.
don't think Jackson's talking about you on the grifting. At least when I think of who's grifting, we're talking about national.
No, I know that, Jack, but I thought the texter was Ken Grifter.
No, he was more of a reference to the kid.
I didn't hear the junior part.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm with KG. I need to see her perform Juno, but I will not pay $400 for it. Doug, that's from Little Beer Cats.
I wouldn't either.
Why don't you take Little Beer Cats and Chairman Kurt?
I haven't got $400 to spend on a ticket.
I could maybe do 200, but I just can't do 400.
No, I can't either.
Well,
when is this show and where is this show?
The end of this week, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
You're down to homecoming, brah.
Ooh, I got a decision to make.
You would turn your back on the Tigers?
For Sabrina Carpenter.
Let Beer Cats pay Little Beer Cats pay 200. You pay 200, and then just sneak him in under your coat, and he can sit on your lap.
Can I borrow that coat of yours?
I don't think it'd fit.
She's at Chaffetz.
Shots fired.
She's at Chaffetz, right?
Yeah.
$400 at Chaffetz?
She's a hot ticket right now.
Is she?
Yeah, but you think you play Enterprise Center.
I was thinking the same thing. I was talking to my girlfriend about it. I think possibly as a scheduling thing, or I don't know whether. I mean, but like big acts play Chaffetz. I think Elton John played Chaffetz a couple of years ago.
The Blues are probably at Enterprise Center Saturday, aren't they?
I thought it was a scheduling thing, was the reasoning. Because she's certainly big enough to play Enterprise.
Well, Stevie Nicks played Chaffetz, but most of them are like classic rock. Blue Oyster Cult was just there over the weekend. They're like 80. I think Foghat and Head East are playing at Chaffetz. Foghat doesn't have one original member left.
Well, they still play the same music?
Yeah, it's basically just a cover band at this point.
All right. Okay. All right. Ooh. All right.
That's all I got about Foghat.
Okay. I wasn't prepared to talk Foghat today. I'll try to do better research tomorrow.
It's the Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour here on TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. You're welcome to get involved in the program. Callier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004 TMA. Callier and Thompson sponsor the phone lines. Schaefer Door Company sponsor. of our text inbox, 314-881-TMA5, and email of the day, presented to you by Design Air Heating and Cooling. Email of the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. JV golf coach and Buck Swope are tied. Now it was 2-2, now it's 3-3. What's going on?
So Buck Swope sent me an email.
Oh, Doug, Buck Swope is keeping score at home, and he was shorted.
Boy.
Well, I actually very much appreciate Buck Swope in this kind
He's the sergeant at arms.
Because, there are days where sometimes where it's a quick transition over the balloon party. It doesn't excuse me failing to keep the standings, but there is some technical things where I can't necessarily be Johnny on the spot with it.
All right.
So to have someone like Buck Swope, who provides receipts and evidence of the standings, is very much appreciated.
Okay. So it's 3-3?
It is 3-3 JV golf coach and so it was tied. That was correct, but they each have one more email, which could be material come the end of the month.
Don't say material.
Well, it could be.
So how about important?
Okay, it could be important come the end of the month.
All right, we didn't.
Because Brian Henson has a win, but if he was 1 back versus 2 back, the most dangerous lead in email of the day standings is a 2-2.
Two email lead.
So Henson now will ratchet up his game.
Yeah. Well, but he's been suspended.
He's
That's
suspended?
He got it earlier today?
Oh, that's right.
If he comes back, will it be trebled? I feel like you haven't trebled.
Charges can be trebled, indeed, yeah.
Jackson, you have fun with audio from last night's game, and Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. What's going on?
Tyler Bass. It looked like it might have been tipped, but
Tyler Bass, the Bills kicker, Doug.
Yeah, Tyler Bass, the Bills kicker. It appeared on the broadcast in real time like he shanked it as bad as someone can shank a kick.
Yeah, it was the worst I've ever seen in my life.
I think it was tipped, but here is Joe Buck.
No,
and
it
Troy
wasn't
Aikman.
tipped.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay, well then it was just a straight shank.
No chance. Wow. That was just weird. I don't think the wind had anything to do with that. I've seen better kicks than that on college game day. The heck was that? 3-point game.
I like, as soon as he kicked it, he goes, no chance. I like that.
It missed 50 yards left.
And low, too.
And low. It was the worst kick I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to look again. I really think it was
No, it wasn't. It was so bad, it was left of the lineman.
It's like a golfer chunking a shot or something.
That's what Bill Belichick on the Manning cast said. It looked like his 4-iron.
Little Hazel rocket?
I mean, it truly, I hear what you're saying, Eggs, but I do think.
Did he slip when he kicked?
No, and it was a good hold, too. I looked for that.
He just flat missed it.
So often.
Men, not machines.
Right.
Well, it was windy there, and Zerline missed a 32-yarder. He was on my fantasy team, too. There's 3 points there, so there's a win.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just,
it was
awful.
tipped. It was tipped.
No, it wasn't.
I'm looking at it right now. It was tipped. Yeah, it was tipped.
Who got their big meat hook?
Some big old jet, number 54. If you watch the clip, you'll see. He
got
gets
a
his
bear
hand.
paw on that?
It's like a finger or hand, but he gets it on it.
Yeah.
You can see his hand reverberate.
Okay. I'm sure the kicker's hoping everyone sees that.
That's the thing, is I feel so bad sometimes for kickers, especially when it's a bad hold, because it's, like, from what I hear, very difficult to kick when the ball's not in the perfect position, and who even knows who's holding the kicks? It's oftentimes the punter or backup quarterback. They're not going to get blame. It's the kicker. And I feel bad for them.
I wonder where that clip came from, because they showed a replay thinking it was tipped. They said, no, not even tipped.
From what I just saw, it looked like it was.
Okay.
The angle I saw.
I don't know. Well, that's why we like live sporting events. You never know what you might see.
Yeah, and I have talked about it before, but the discrepancy between college kicking and NFL kicking is just night and day. College kicking, anywhere, anytime, it can be a total crapshoot. Some guys are rock solid, and then the NFL, it's like you're shocked to see it when they miss.
Well, those are the 32 or 30 in the NFL teams.
One of the two?
Yeah. Best in the world, as opposed to several hundred kicking in college every Saturday.
Right, and then kicking's so interesting because it's like simultaneously one of the best jobs and one of the most stressful, because one bad game you can get cut.
Yeah.
But also if you're great, you can make big bucks doing
millions.
Yeah, doing the lightest work.
Kicking 2 or 3 field goals and a couple extra points a game.
Yeah.
Never get a scratch.
No.
And make millions.
Yep.
And maybe do it for 15 years.
Yeah. Be Adam Vinatieri and be the all-time points leader in NFL history.
Right.
Didn't the Rams draft Zerline in like the second round?
No.
Not the second round.
It was up there.
They had bad drafts.
Round.
They never took a kicker in the second
He
round.
had a huge leg. He could kick a long way
I think
out.
Ray Guy was a first-round pick.
I believe he was, yeah.
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
And turned out to be worth it.
Greg the Leg, 6th round, 171 overall.
Yeah, I thought it was first round or something.
No.
It was either first or sixth.
The football Cardinals drafted a couple in the second round. Steve Little and then John Lee were both second-round picks of the football Cardinals.
So odd to me.
And neither one turned out to be very good. And Little got cut, and then on the way home from getting cut, got in a car wreck and has been in a wheelchair.
Oh,
until he died, I think.
Oh, God.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. I knew somebody from St. Louis got a second-round kicker.
Yeah, that was a tragic story with Steve Little, who was All-American at Arkansas, I think.
That Dallas kicker will kick 170 yards this year at some point.
What's his name?
I forgot.
Aubrey.
Jan Stenerud?
Brandon Aubrey. I think he was born in St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I don't think he's hails from St. Louis, but I think it's kind of like a SZA situation where he was born here.
You like that, Doug? A SZA situation?
I don't like it.
It would have to be the situation where it's the end of the half, 2 seconds left. Let him try the 70-yarder.
Mm-hmm.
Or it wouldn't just be 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Let's try a 70-yarder. It would have to be the right situation, but
I think one coach tried that, and then they brought it back for a touchdown, and then the coach was like, we're not going to do the 70-yard field goal thing anymore.
A 70-yarder, you're kicking from your own
45?
43.
40?
Yeah, around there. Oh, a little further up. Because you got to you got to step back.
60, yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they make them in warm-up sometimes.
Yeah, they're getting there.
When you see some of these guys that are kicking 62, 63, and they're clearing it by 10 yards.
Yeah. It's amazing how much farther they're kicking it than they used to just 20 years ago or so.
Who's our guy with half a foot? Who was
Tom Dempsey. Had a sledgehammer on the bottom of his leg.
And there was a lot of conversation was it fair or not, right?
Well, he was born without a right hand and half of his right foot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he was cheating. I mean, the guy could barely run.
No, of course.
But he had a metal toe. That's what people are talking about.
It was completely flat, too.
Yeah, I
think he kicked it soccer style.
He kicked it straight on, too, which is hard enough to do.
Well, you would have to with a flat
He really
foot.
couldn't angle it much.
Yeah. But everyone loved him. Everyone rooted for him, of course.
You're welcome to get involved. Callier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004-TMA. Text in, Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox, 314-881-TMA5. And you can email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. And you can go looking for a house at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, it's Jeff Lotman, and he's with Compass Realty. And we can recommend working with him for buying a home or selling a home. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah. If you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, go to jefflotman.com. He's with Compass Realty, and Compass Realty has Compass Concierge. And you say, well, what's Compass Concierge? And then I say, Compass Concierge allows you to take your home buying or selling experience to the next level. Whether you're preparing to sell or you want to enhance your new space, Compass Concierge has you covered. No upfront costs. Need fresh paint, new carpet, light renovations, home staging, Compass Concierge has you covered. Unlock exclusive benefits. Get your home market ready without upfront costs. Increase your home's value hassle-free. Ready to elevate your real estate experience? Contact Jeff Lotman today to learn how Compass Concierge can transform your home. Go to JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Jackson, tell me about Mark Hanna. He's with Evergreen Wealth Strategies.
I'm talking to Mark Hanna today. I'm going over to his office right in between Grassi's and the Shack.
Just because he's tall.
Yeah. What if he were like my height? Would you talk with him today? Probably not.
Well, we were definitely going to talk today, but he said, do you want to do it over the phone, on Zoom, or you want to come by the office? And I said, I'd love to come and visit with you and come hang out a little bit at the office and talk it over there. I prefer that.
It's not a dating site.
It's not.
That's what I'm starting to get the vibe that
it's not. It's not. But I like to talk to people face-to-face. I prefer that over a phone call.
All right.
Or even a Zoom. I prefer, and it's real easy. It's in between my home and work here, centrally located at Evergreen Wealth Strategies. So you just go over there. I'm going to talk with him for a little bit. We'll talk about life. We'll talk about money, but those things intersect so often. Mark Hanna knows that better than anybody. He's so good at conveying his message to his clients. I'm very much looking forward to my conversation with Mark Hanna. And I think if you ask people who also work with Mark Hanna, they would tell you anytime they have a conversation coming up with him, they look forward to it because you know you're going to talk about good things. You're going to feel better after the conversation than before the conversation. And at the end of it, you're going to confirm that you're like, man, I'm really glad I'm working with Mark Hanna. This guy knows his stuff, and he's really good at conveying his message. Work with Mark Hanna today. Call him today.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. That's Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Doug, I have mentality copy printed out for me. Kind of old school.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
Feeling like you've lost your edge? If your energy, focus, or drive isn't what it used to be, it's time to get back on track with Mentality Health. Your local experts in testosterone replacement therapy. Well, visit Mentality today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. Your first step to reclaiming your vitality. Is belly fat and the lack of muscle tone holding you back? What used to be easy to maintain might be harder now, but Mentality can help. Are you disinterested in your partner? Low testosterone could be affecting your libido, and Mentality is here to restore that spark. Visit Mentality today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. Your first step to reclaiming your vitality. Mentality. lowtusa.com. Stephen A. Smith is talking about what you should do when someone tickles you when you're walking down the street.
Has that ever happened to you?
God bless it. I just realized I forgot to.
Oh, come on!
No,
Dale.
I have it. I have it. I just forgot to bleep out
the
one part.
thing we wanted.
The tickle audio. We wanted the tickle audio. I said 8:45. We hit the tickle audio. It'll increase TSL. It'll be great for our last quarter hour.
But I forgot that there's a S word in there. Damn it! Because I just forgot that. Damn it!
It hits home for so many people because you can't walk down the street without someone tickling you.
Nuts! I mean, I'll in the break I'll bleep it out, but then it's too late. Damn it, Jackson! It's better that I thought of this now than play it and it has the curse word.
And this is on top of counting the emails wrong.
No, I know. It's been a bad day for me.
Can you just mute the audio when the word comes up?
I don't know if I can time it right. We can try it. I mean, worst case, I can dump it.
I'm confident in you.
This is kind of all right.
So you do have it.
I mean, I have.
Jackson's about to dance with the devil.
I have it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember where it is. I can't be confident in doing it.
No, your fingers aren't that clever.
I gotta bleep it. Damn it, Jackson.
Great place kicker breakdown. No other show in the industry is brave enough to even touch the topic. That's from Birthday Hawk.
I know. I wanted to get this tickling thing, but I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about a kicker, and we played a clip of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. So how about that? We just tied it in.
Yeah. Birthday Hawk, your response. Call in Callier and Thompson phone line, 636-900-4TMA.
And Tom Dempsey news is as fresh as today's headlines.
Yeah, that's why nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, the listeners.
Because he kicked, what, in the 60s?
That's right. That's correct.
Maybe early 70s?
Well, he held the record forever. It was 62, 63 yards.
63-yard field goal, the longest in the National Football League. I remember the call.
Here's Adam Wainwright on why a rebuild in St. Louis would be a bad move.
Would be a bad move?
Yep.
No cursing in this one. I'm confident in that.
All right, well, can you tell us this? Did you cry a little bit? Was there a tear shed when you heard the Cardinals are starting to rebuild?
Well, I think that's yet to be seen. I mean, are they really going to rebuild? Because the Cardinals have never been a full rebuild team. They've never done that. They've never, just started from scratch. And that would be a bad thing for St. Louis because we don't really have patience for a 5-year rebuild in St. Louis. That's not going to be met with a whole lot of happy thoughts. I still think they have some really, really great players to build around there. They have some really good young pitchers that are coming up through the system that are going to be awesome. They need to build up their position player minor league system a bit. There's not, from what I could tell, there's not a whole lot coming that's going to be like major impact. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but that was kind of surprising that through the last couple of years, they got kind of rid of some of the roving pitching instructors, some of the scouting development departments that they had that have always been such a strength for the Cardinals. But they just were pouring into so much into the big league teams, and we underperformed. That's odd that the general manager can't go out there and drive in runs. They can't get people out. Eventually, the players have to perform. And this year, the big guys didn't perform like they know that they want to. And the year before, the big guys didn't perform like we wanted to. And so the players have to take some credit's the right word, but
responsibility.
The blame for not getting the job done sometimes. But you know, I do think the Cardinals need to get back into a system where they draft really well. They developing players has always been the strength of the St. Louis Cardinals, and I think they'll get back to that. I don't think they'll have a full rebuild. They'll go out and spend some money too.
Well, isn't a rebuild where you get rid of all your veterans and play the young kids? I mean, they're doing that now. Other than losing Goldschmidt, it's going to be the same team. How is that a rebuild?
Well, if they were to get rid of Sonny Gray and Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, if they got rid of those guys and got rid of all their veterans and played kids, but
they haven't done it yet. That's
they
for
haven't.
Sure.
So
Well,
unless they do that, it's not a rebuild. It's
Well,
the same team as last year minus Goldschmidt.
We're in the playoffs. They're not going to do anything. Well, they're not until the World Series is over.
But it's unclear if they will.
I would anticipate Sonny Gray and Arenado will at least be shopped.
All right, that's a rebuild.
Anybody want any bets?
No, that's.
Are you still embargoing bets with me?
I've removed that.
Oh, nice. You want to bet?
No, I think that they're going to go. I think they're gone.
Oh, okay.
Arenado and
Gray?
Right.
Yeah, and I think if they can find a dance partner for Contreras, they'll get rid of him too.
Yeah, then that would be a rebuild unless they go out and sign 3 40-year-old pitchers again, like Lynn and Gibson. Then it's not a rebuild. You're bringing in 3 veterans to pitch.
He may be accurate when he says the fans won't stand for a rebuild, because we saw a drastic reduction in attendance with just a couple of bad years. This year they were, not really in contention, but nonetheless they were close. They were within 5 or 6 games of the wild card deep into August, and there was nobody at the games. So if you were to have a 2 or 3 year stretch where they weren't competitive, I mean, that'd be an enormous financial hit on the team. Enormous hit. So I'm not sure that they can financially handle a rebuild and play at an empty stadium for 2 or 3 or 4 years.
But then if expenses are super high, then you have to factor that in, because it's not about revenue, it's about margin.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if they dump these high-priced players and have a team that's not competitive, they're still going to take an enormous financial hit if they can't bring any money in.
Right, but then the other option is spending the money on those players and likely still not getting a big financial gain.
They have to find the balance between getting younger and being competitive.
I think
that's the balance everybody wants, and it's not so easy to do.
Right.
But that's what it's going to take if they're going to have a full stadium
As
and be
crazy
competitive.
as it sounds, so help me. Because I think what they're doing, because what I believe they're going to do anyway, is trade these guys away. And engage in a rebuild, even though I guess they won't call it that, is the right thing. And I think had they said that and said John Mozeliak is out, I think the equity the Cardinals would have had would have been exponentially higher than it is right now, which just shows the disdain the majority of the fan base has for what they believe the president of baseball operations represents. Because I think what they're doing is the right thing, considering the television circumstances and considering the trending downward nature of the veterans who are under contract for a long period of time, or in the case of Goldschmidt, is a free agent.
Yeah, I think even as things stand right now, if they are able to get rid of some of the veteran players, there will be a contingent of Cardinal fans who are just like going to embrace the change of philosophy, the change of direction, even if the team isn't up to par, and as thinking they're going to be at the start of the beginning of building something as opposed to holding on for dear life of aging stars. Like, I think there is going to be people who are like embracing the younger movement, even if the team isn't.
Well, we'll see.
All that in the bag of chips.
I don't know that people are going to flock to the stadium in the numbers that they want them to, just because the team is young and different. They got to be good, or St. Louis fans just don't show up in that big of numbers. They have to be good. And at this point, I don't think they trust the moves that the Cardinals make. I mean, when you acquire Goldschmidt and Arenado, yeah, of course, superstars. Everybody loved it, yeah. But the other trades they make, it just seems like they've all gone poorly, and the free agent signings have not gone particularly well, so people have lost faith in the moves that they're making. And, unless it's a proven superstar talent, we seem to get burned.
Which is the core issue of why keeping him in that position. And the only person who lost their job was Michael Gersh, even though he's now got a,
Special projects, hello.
VP. Okay, so the same group that played a role in this decline is now entrusted with rebuilding it. It doesn't make any sense, and it also shows a lack of accountability. I mean, I think people, number one, don't necessarily view sports through the lens of business, but it is. So then if you do start to think of it through the lens of business, you go, okay, well, if this person were in charge and I knew our business was failing and they got to keep their job, that wouldn't necessarily make me really believe that the leadership has the best interests of the greater good at heart. And so you feel like you're on some kind of scholarship that you can never be terminated if you're not performing.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for people.
Well, it is possible, as Ed Herman suggested last week, that while Mozeliak is still there, Chaim Bloom will be the guy making the decisions, and that the DeWitts and Mozeliak are so close, they don't want to embarrass him by firing him. They don't want to destroy his legacy of success over an extended period of time. They just kind of want to let him go quietly. Chaim Bloom, if he's going to be there starting to make all the moves a year from now, then it wouldn't make sense for Mozeliak to be signing people to 3- and 4-year contracts now if they're not going to be Chaim Bloom's people. So perhaps the Cardinals just didn't say it, but Chaim Bloom is going to be in charge now, and Mozeliak is just going to kind of go quietly and hopefully smoothly and not just be embarrassed by being fired here at the end of his career.
Well, if that's the case, then John Mozeliak lied when he stood up and did questions after the press conference and said, nothing is changing. You still come to me for these, and I will still be the one at the head of the baseball operations. So, as Gabe said, someone is being lied to.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about fan equity, perception is such a big thing. And when he's going to be the one speaking, which he said he will be, perception, it could be Chaim Bloom doing everything under the sun behind the scenes, but if he's the one messaging it, fans are going to be dubious. And I don't think they're wrong to be so, and I think it's wrong that he's still the one handling the messaging. If you're going to get, if you're trying to make this transition, have Chaim Bloom. If you're trying to start something new, have Chaim Bloom be the one talking about it.
Mr. Lick says, just look at Starbucks.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing to see how the Cardinals will fare this year. Just go get some coffee.
They fired longtime CEO and replaced him with a brand new one because of declining operations. Shakeups at the top are needed. That's from Mr. Licks.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that really matters is how they play. No matter who's in charge, if Mozeliak is still in charge and doing everything, and the team gets off to a good start, and they're competitive at the top of the division, the stadium will be packed. And if a new guy comes in and the team is no good and they're not competitive, the stadium will be empty. It's how they play. It's what is the level of entertainment.
Are we talking about the craphead Cardinals on the day of the Blues opener? So Mr. Siders. He's not happy with the way Jackson's club face comes through at Impact.
He's never happy.
Well, just look
at all of his texts. They're all negative.
Just look at Starbucks.
Thank you, Doug.
I don't want to look at Starbucks.
Okay, well, if you want to find out what the key is, look there. You just have to win. You have to be competitive, not just here but everywhere. If your team is not good, people aren't going to show up like they do if the team is good. Regardless of who's running the show, whether they have old players, new players, young players,
yes.
Players. It only matters how they perform, what the entertainment value is.
Mets have nothing to hold their heads down for, except they didn't play that well, and they gave away this World Series.
Well, maybe they get lucky. They play a bunch of kids, and these kids have great years, and the Cardinals are right there for the division or the wild card, and people continue to come. That's the only thing I hope for.
Well, it's happened. We saw that. Detroit turned it around with young players this year. Kansas City had a pretty good year. Arizona last year. Teams do it all the time.
I'm happy. Just look at Starbucks. That's from Brian Henshin.
Right. A lot of people happy at Starbucks. I'm glad I'm not hooked on Starbucks because every time you go, it's like $7 or $8 for a cup of coffee.
Not that much, but it's close.
Why do people do that? When you could go to QT or somewhere and get it for, $1?
Well, it's not just like getting black coffee. It's more likely some sort of espresso drink.
Okay, knock it off with that.
We came full circle with espresso from the...
You don't do that, do you?
No, when I go to Starbucks, I'm boring. Get usually cold brew or just coffee, black.
Okay.
Black.
Yeah.
I forget, though, sometimes. If I haven't gone in a while, because I love Starbucks, but I haven't gone in a while, I forget, do I order grande or venti? What do I usually get? Then I ask, what's the large one? That's venti. Okay, I'll have venti blonde.
And you say it like that? Venti.
I'll have the venti blonde, or I'll have the venti pike.
Okay, ouch.
You can't just get
Some
regular.
people like things, and some people don't like other things.
That's true.
You just can't get regular
It's our
coffee.
motto.
It is. It really is. I think it's a moral code. Like if you really strip it back, I think Producer Joe gave us words to live by.
Right.
Yeah. That's deep.
That should be on his gravestone someday.
You cannot lose games in the NFL and still win.
That's UAB coach Trent Dilfer, and they're having a tough year down in Birmingham.
Blazers.
Yeah. That was maybe the stupidest statement ever uttered on network television.
Please get back to NFL kicker talk. It's Ernie Bjorkman.
Okay, Jim Bakken was my favorite. Straight on for the football Cardinals, number 25, played for years. I think he once made 7 field goals in one game, didn't he? He set the record.
Jackson?
I had a Greg Zuerlein jersey as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
God, I feel so badly for you for your love for the Rams. I really do.
When is Johnny Hecker, Greg Zuerlein, and James Laurinaitis played golf at Forest Park one day when I was working.
And you were walking around with a soft cow.
I have a picture with them. I'm so elated. I told Greg the Leg that I had his jersey. I told Johnny Hecker, you're like my favorite follow on Twitter. James Laurinaitis had a neck so wide, it was unbelievable. And I was just the happiest of little kids.
Those are really good guys, too. Hecker was really a funny guy.
Super funny.
Full of personality.
I've told the story before, but he aced the hole that day and won a 2-year lease on a Buick.
Oh, did he really?
And the course was surprised that he took it. He's like, he just signed the biggest punter contract in history, and he's driving around the Buick he won at a golf tournament.
They have that all the time. Was this just
It was a tournament. It was a charity tournament. He aced a long par 3, number 6 at Redbud, and credit to him. It's a 3-tiered green.
Great Starbucks take licks. Proud you're actually reading that business journal subscription your father-in-law funded in hopes you could leave cold calling behind. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener. Mr. Licks going after Henshin. Boy, they're just at each other's throats. They come after us, but now they're mad. You joke, little hench boy, but the combination of public equities and private markets will someday bring the final blow to your little paper. That's from Mr. Licks. Sounds like he's going to buy out Henshin.
You see the Post-Dispatch announced yesterday they're no longer going to print in St. Louis?
That's right. And so therefore the sports page will not have coverage from the
night before. No.
I just hope they can continue to keep us updated on the KFNS sale.
if at all, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't read those because it's behind a paywall, and I'm not even going to pay 99 cents a month that they're asking.
Oh. Yeah, they laid more people off, apparently. You're going to print it in Columbia.
Como?
Como.
Where Jackson still has not announced whether or not he'll be.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an early kick. I like to go the day of. I don't like to stay the night before. So we'll see.
Okay.
I've realized that watching on television is just if you're really trying to get into the game is just the way to go.
You see much more on TV than you do at the game.
Right, and there's some games where it's like you want to be there and be in the crowd and doing the whole thing, and
Be
that's
part of the atmosphere.
super fun. Don't get me wrong, love doing that as well. But just from a viewing standpoint, it is so much better to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Get a credential and just go sit on the rocks.
I can't.
Oh, that's horrible, sitting on the rocks.
Well, I don't think a credential, you can't, I think you have to sit in the press box, and you can't cheer up there.
You get into the ballpark, and then you just walk down to find a seat or sit on the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I go, I'm not just going to go solo.
Oh, okay.
I like to go if it's a really nice day. I don't like to battle lousy weather at a game. If it's a nice day, I don't mind going to the University of College and watching the game.
I think it's going to be a gorgeous day on Saturday.
Oh, I mean, the conditions, Doug, are optimal.
Yeah.
I think we got in St. Louis at least a high of 72. Oh my God, that's legitimately perfect.
Perfection. Yeah.
Nothing but sunshine.
It's like you're indoors.
Yeah, it's room temp.
The foliage would just about be hitting in Columbia.
I don't care about the foliage. We got leaves everywhere. You don't have to go to Columbia to see leaves. Certainly don't have to go to the Northeast.
Amherst.
Well, they were all about it on the show, though.
Well, I know. Because that's a narrative.
Hey, Kai, I'll give you a Trenta cold brew Starbucks enema so you can eat my ass like my ice head tweaker used to.
There's no point in sending us that sort of text.
We'll put him back in the loggy. It's his.
What about the ice head tweaker?
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's somebody addicted to meth.
Guys, Battlehawk season tickets go on sale at 10. Thanks, it's in total package.
If I had some tickets, I'd go.
You gonna be online
my hands on them.
right at 10, hitting refresh?
I probably won't. Not this year.
Hey, if that's what blows your hair back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I
happy that
enjoyed
they
with
do well.
regard to, I think, were you making a reference to it? Oh, no, you're talking about the Post-Dispatch news. The Fleischman news of moving to Clayton.
Oh, are they?
And then they reached out to Mayor Tashara Jones for comment, and she wasn't available because she was at a summit in Mexico.
Yeah. Save businesses for the city. I'm on vacation down here. Can't be
And
bothered.
I'm telling you, I've taken calls internationally. I've made calls internationally. You can access the phone line from Mexico.
It's probably the same area or time zone.
Yeah.
I had to guess, depending on what part of Mexico
Could be.
you're in. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe a
Zoom,
worse
you could
mountain
do
than us.
anything. Yeah.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Unless you didn't care to, unless you were just would rather be on the beach.
She should get the What's Up app.
Yeah. Well, I'm
She's
sure
worried
the
about
city
money.
would pay for a phone call she might make to try to save a major business for the city. Sounds like yet another major office building is going to be emptied out.
I'd like to know what this summit's about.
There was a G8 summit.
Yeah, we've had summits before.
Yeah, that's right.
Goob 11.
Goob 11.
Yeah.
Goob 11, that was exclusive. I wouldn't have taken a phone call if I were there.
Right. Got like a sports bar in South County.
Yeah, you couldn't get in there. It was like the Freemasons.
Guy with a
You just
Gip
couldn't
mask
get in.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Crouppen is here to talk it over, Doug, from
Oh,
Brown
great.
and Crouppen. Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Chairman Kurt, if you want to bring Andy in.
Sure.
He will join us here momentarily and talk it over. Jackson, what's coming up on Balloon Party from 10 to 11?
Like I said, I got more. It's more big picture, macro stuff on a Tuesday like today. I got some college football playoff hypothetical talk that I think is
Ooh.
fun. Hi, Andy.
Here's Andy
Hello.
now.
How are you?
Hello.
What's
I'm
the
great.
word?
How about you?
Oh,
What's
we're
the good
fine.
word?
Not much. I haven't been here in a while. I feel like,
Where have you been?
just, it all started with when school started and we realized we had, I don't know how we didn't really, maybe my wife did. We have 3 kids in 3 schools and it's just, took some getting used to.
Yeah.
Although one's a block away this way, one's
He
a
can
block away
walk.
that way.
They can both walk.
Oh, you're right, but they don't.
But they don't know.
Or not alone, at least.
Yeah.
Not by our choice.
Well, are they small? They're small kids.
Big enough to walk.
Okay.
Alone.
Yeah.
What age is big enough to walk, do you think?
Probably 4th grade.
4th grade?
Yeah,
Doug,
I
what
think
is
the
that?
school
Is that
may have
10,
a rule.
11?
10 or 11.
Yeah, I think that's what
9.
I was thinking. Okay.
I think the school has a rule about.
Oh, is that right?
I
Okay.
think so. I think they don't want kids walking to or from school alone before 4th grade.
Got it.
Something like that.
All right. That's the
But they're all 5th grade, 7th grade. They can do it.
Mm-hmm.
They just like company.
I remember walking to school as a first grader.
Uphill, both ways, in the snow. Yeah.
It snowed every day?
Every
Every
single
day.
Yeah,
All through
in
the summer.
September, we had some freak weather.
And you didn't have shoes either.
But everybody did. Not that it was a long walk, but everybody did.
Of
Didn't even
course.
think anything about it.
Yes. No,
When did it get so dangerous to live in this country that you couldn't walk 2 blocks without getting snatched?
I don't even think it's that. I have rant about this a lot. These kids are so screwed.
Yeah.
You can say screwed, right?
Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yeah. Well, they are.
Yeah.
They just, one of my daughters got into some altercation with a kid in gym class. Like, you know, she didn't get, not even a big deal. He wanted the ball. He didn't give it to her. She grabbed her, blah, blah, blah. And like, I feel like when I was a kid, that would have been the end of it. Nobody thought anything more. And like, the administration's involved, and they're calling us, and they want to do a peace talk, and blah, blah, all this stuff. And the kid's mother's a good friend of mine. And I was like, this is like the only normal thing that ever even happened. This is so good that it happens. This is like one of the most normal things that these kids are experiencing, you know, in terms of being children. I just feel like they're so sheltered and coddled, and let them mix it up a little bit on
And
the
learn
playground.
how to handle minor conflict.
That's exactly right. Process the emotion, make peace with it, get over it. Yes, exactly right. They're not allowed to have, none of us are. I saw this comedian talking recently where he was saying mindfulness, everybody's about mindfulness. He's like, you know, the thing is, you know, 30 years ago, you were on a bus for 40 minutes and you were mindful because all you did is stare at the back of the seat in front of you, or you were at the doctor's office for an hour and you had nothing. And now everyone just picks up their phone, so you're never sitting with your thoughts and processing emotions and how to handle things and thinking things out. It really is true. We've just like, that part of our brain is just withering and dying. We're all screwed. Maybe it's not just the kids.
Well, and when you don't let them, resolve minor conflicts, then kids start to think, I should always get my way.
Yeah.
Nothing bad should ever happen to me or somebody's going to pay the price.
Right. That's right. That's why I short sheet their beds.
Do you? That gets them.
I don't even know what that is.
Put them on tilt?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what a short sheet is either.
But they always talked about it.
You can't pull it up all the way?
I don't know, but I feel like in TV shows when I was younger, it was always somebody was always getting short sheeted.
It sounds vicious.
It does.
Like you're going to have your legs cut off or something.
Yeah. Jackson, do you like this? Because you find Eric in the Central West End attractive, but sometimes you disagree with his texts.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote, getting in fights and punching someone is the greatest equalizer in therapy as a kid. People have gotten so soft. That's Eric in the Central West End.
It's not how I think. Personally, I think if you have to resort to violence, you lack some social skills.
Yeah.
But you can think whatever you want.
Well, there's
so some people like
some things, some people like others.
Are you being gentler with him because you find him so striking?
Oh
no, I just think a better way to approach something like, no, you're an idiot, wrong, woke loser, is to say I understand what you're saying. Here's my thoughts on it. We can both have separate thoughts on these things and coexist.
Wait, does this guy want to hit you?
No. I just don't think I don't think we agree on some things.
But Jackson's attracted to him.
He's a very handsome man.
Okay, gosh. But there is a big difference between punching someone in the face and struggling over a volleyball where the principal needs to get involved.
No, I think
there's a happy medium there somewhere.
Agreed. But that Eric in the Central West End's text was not about that. He was talking about fist fighting.
You ever get in a fist fight?
No.
Not in your whole life?
No, surprisingly, no. Never been in a fist fight. No, I just think most things can be worked out with speaking.
I agree with you, and I haven't probably since 5th, 6th, 7th grade, but I feel like back then that's how you handled things.
Yeah, or you talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
Talked about that you were going to scrap and then you never threw the punch?
Well, I wasn't in a fight like that, no, but I saw other fights
in your whole
like
life?
That. No, I was attacked once.
Really? Who attacked you?
Coming out of
Eric in the Central West End's dad. You guys were playing Native American ball.
No, it was
at the Armory a few weeks ago.
Coming out of the old Kiel Auditorium, now the Enterprise Center, after a basketball game.
Really?
Some of St. Louis's young hoodlums were jumping Kirkwood High students as they came out of the game. But,
When was this? Like back when you were in high school?
Yeah, in high school.
Really?
A couple of punches to the back. It didn't hurt really.
Huh.
But it never really been in a fight, no.
And they just had it out for the Pioneers?
Yeah, anybody we had just won a dramatic game.
Really?
Anyone who looked like they were on the wrong team, was getting attacked.
Did you see, what was it, a Ravens fan doing that the other day?
Ravens and Commanders
That was
sideways.
crazy.
That was gross.
So what's the detail on that for those not familiar with the story?
I'm going to let Jackson
They were playing a little Beltway rivalry, Doug.
Mm-hmm. The Ravens won.
Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and from what the post on Twitter said was this guy was just going around looking for fights, and he was a Ravens fan just walking down the street. He sees two Commanders fans, beelines for them, hits one, clean clocks the other with a clean right hand across.
It was a good hit.
Hits the other one. These guys were way smaller than him. This is a big guy, and they were way smaller.
And there was a video, he said, I'm going to go...
Oh, you didn't see it?
I haven't seen the video. I'm aware of the story, but I haven't seen the video.
He didn't explicitly say at the beginning, I'm about to go fight any Commanders fan I see, but that's how it was portrayed. And he was walking, and there was no previous conversation between him and the people he was fighting beforehand. It looked like he just came up and sucker punched both of them, and then walked away screaming and shouting, "We never lose," or something like that.
And it looked like from the video, I don't know if it was an angle, it looked like he was about 6'6".
He looked huge, and they looked very small.
And it looked like he could throw a punch. I mean, when he hit that second guy, the guy was just out cold before he hit the ground.
Yeah.
I bet you'd like to take that case, wouldn't you? Do you do that kind of cases?
Well, potentially.
Might not be a lot there on the defendant's side.
Well, when there's negligent security in a place, sometimes that you can go to a club or a restaurant or a gas station, and things like that happen all the time there, and they know things like that happen all the time there, and they fail to have proper security to prevent that from happening. So those types of things do happen.
This is on the street, or was this at the Ravens
This was,
Stadium?
I think, just in the street.
So then who's liable outside of
In that one, I don't know. You'd have to really look around, see where it happened, what the circumstances were. I don't know in that case.
No.
We would investigate it.
Okay. I would think if somebody walks up and just levels somebody out of the blue, that guy ought to get about 10 years in jail for that. Because you could kill somebody that way.
For sure.
You'd fall back, hit their head on cement. You could destroy their eye socket, blow out their teeth.
I would think you'll get some jail time for that.
I would hope.
They found him. I saw that he's like an insurance salesperson or something.
So he's lost his job. Baltimore police are seeking information about a fan attack that appeared to occur after the Ravens-Commanders game. A video spread on social media appearing to show a Ravens fan brutally attacking two Commanders fans. He's wearing a Lamar Jackson jersey. After kicking and punching the two Commanders fans, the Ravens fan yelled, "I don't lose, I don't effing lose." Yeah, that's a good win.
Yeah.
Good
win for him.
And I wonder if his friend, if this was sort of, hey, watch this, start recording me, or if he had already beat up two other people. I mean, the fact that the camera was rolling right behind him probably does not help his case. I mean, obviously, just the mere fact that there's video proof, but the premeditated portion of it, too. I think he could do some time.
And it's really hard to land a punch on someone who's not expecting it, who's just calmly walking down the street.
Right.
And you watch the. I mean, this was not a fair. And they were just minding their business.
And like 5'4". They both looked very, very short. Yeah. This guy was a monster.
Well, except for the rare instances like this, it's pretty amazing that Americans, for the most part, get along pretty darn well for sporting events. When you think of how many events over the weekend in a football season have crowds of 50, 70, 80,000 people drinking beer, sometimes rooting against different teams, most people are really, a remarkably large percentage of people are really well behaved.
I would say outside of New York, Philadelphia, Boston, where else? I mean, outside of those cities, yes. But I remember
Philly's kind of rough.
Oh my God!
Dodgers and Giants have had some wars at those ballparks.
And even within the fans of the same team, I remember going to the old Yankee Stadium. We've probably talked about this in here, and the bleachers were really, really steep. And I went a handful of times when I lived in New York. You did not ever go to a game and sit in the bleachers and not see a fight every time.
Right, really?
And because it was so steep, these fights would happen, and people would just roll down 5, 6, 8 rows fighting. It was really. There's got to be video of it out there. But everyone who's been to Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, sat in the bleachers, will tell you the same thing. It's remarkable. It was really. I don't know. It's one of those things I'm glad it's gone, but glad it happened.
One of the keys to the Cardinals' success, I think, is you just hardly ever see that at Busch Stadium.
Never.
It just doesn't happen. You feel like you can take your kids or somebody who's elderly, and you're not going to have beer poured on your head, and you're not going to take a punch to the face.
No. You could wear a Cubs jersey in there, no problem. No one, somebody will jokingly say something to you, but you do that like you wear a Yankees jersey in Boston or really any other team in Philadelphia. Philadelphia seems to be amongst the worst.
Yeah, I think so.
But you are more likely than not, I think, to get beat up. Don't you think?
Well, I haven't really been there as a fan.
But you've heard.
I've seen the videos. Where they people walking down the street going into the stadium or accosted.
And it's not like we don't have rabid fans of the Cardinals. People love this team. But we're a more sophisticated bunch in that way.
Just calmer.
Something.
Are they just so anxious in the northeast quadrant there? Are they just is just such an aggressive
I don't know what
atmosphere?
it is. I don't know what it is. You know, speaking of I don't know what it is, you guys probably don't think about this because you work here every day.
Yeah.
That fountain is so oddly large.
Hey,
I know
he's talking your fountain.
He loves it.
Yeah.
There's so many speeds to it. I mean, sometimes it's just the one level, and it's perfect. But then other times it's shooting like the, what's the thing in...
Trevi Fountain?
No, what's that thing that shoots up every...
Oh, the thing in East St. Louis?
A geyser.
Geyser.
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful.
You ever been to the one in East St. Louis? There's this...
Fountain?
Yeah. No. This guy...
I don't get over there much.
Who, you would go over there just for this. This guy, he was a lawyer actually in the building we used to work in downtown, traveled to Switzerland. He was a wealthy guy. Traveled to like Switzerland with his wife. They see the world's tallest fountain in terms of how high it shoots the water. Loved it so much he had to recreate it here in East St. Louis. They bought a piece of land and spent like, I think, $2 million. And there's this whole little park there, and this fountain shoots higher than the arch. It is remarkable. It's expensive, so it only shoots like, once an hour or something. It may still be running for the year, shuts down for the winter, but it's pretty, if you like fountains.
I do like fountains.
It's worth looking at the sketch.
Yeah, this one it doesn't do anything pretty.
Yeah,
sometimes it gets out of control and it's just shooting way up in the air and it's
better
flying
ways to
all over
spend
the
the money
place
in
and
East
people
St.
try to
Louis.
eat lunch in the waters. Now, some of them, are like the one at I don't know if this is the Bellagio, Tim, the one that had the ones that like shoot across each
that's
other.
Bellagio.
That's crazy. I like that.
And they had
Set
one
to
at,
music.
I think it was Ameristar. Had one in the lobby that's kind of cool. That it kind of
Yes. Where it like kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one just gets out of control sometimes.
I wonder if the person who built this center is from Kansas City or something, where it's more of a fountain town.
City of Fountains.
Yeah.
City of Fountains.
It just seems so out of place. It's so large.
Yeah.
For where it is.
I guess that's designed to bring in office tenants to the complex here.
I don't know
people to the restaurant down there on the first floor.
Or that maybe they just knew one day Iggy would love it.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, I think they probably regret it now. especially the white-haired gentleman that's got to work on it 9 times a month.
Oh, it can't be cheap.
No, but was it the Mizzou broadcast Saturday? They said talking about Amherst or whatever, because it's also known for having the most fountains in one city in the country.
What is Kansas City?
And I said, no, I gotta go count this. St. Louis, they're all over the place.
No, have you been to Kansas City?
Yeah.
It is remarkable. They really have. I think the second most in the world, right?
I don't know.
It's called the City of Fountains.
Yeah, I think Kansas City has the second most fountains in the world, second to Rome or Paris or some European city.
Even the baseball stadium has fountains out there in the outdoors.
Everywhere. Now, I may have made that up, but I think it's pretty close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to make up something, that was a pretty good thing.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
The guy who hit the Commanders fan has been terminated by his employer. They sent out a tweet saying they have a zero-tolerance policy for violence and aggressive behavior. This individual is no longer employed with their firm.
Yeah.
Well, that's big of them.
But
he's probably no longer going to be available to walk the streets at all.
But that's the cherry on top of it, is you're going to do something so dumb. Like, that's so dumb to be such a bad person, but then to film it. And it's not like he's unaware he's being filmed. He's yelling at the camera. Like, to film your crime, like, it's just so dumb.
Juan from PP Corp says he was chasing clout.
100%.
It's the alcohol.
Doug, you going chasing clout today?
No, he was drunk. That's what
He
you
was
do.
probably drunk. And your team won. What are you upset about?
He's not. He was just drunk. And suddenly he's Mr. Macho. He's going to punch somebody out.
But if you do that when you're drunk, that means it's hidden somewhere down there, and the alcohol just takes your filter away, and you act like that.
Yeah.
You're very anti-violence, huh?
I mean, I wouldn't say like I'm a pacifist by any means, but like I just think there are better ways to handle things than to fight. I think we too quickly resort to that.
You like to tweet from a burner instead?
Yeah, I prefer that. Reddit threads and
Yeah, that's all
anonymous
better.
letters.
It's all better than punching people.
Right. I think it's so dumb.
Andy, always good to talk it over with you. Thank you for coming back into the fine facilities here.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry to turn it into a parenting blog podcast.
Fountain discussion.
And a fountain discussion.
And a fountain, yeah.
And the Commanders.
Did you have
and
a
the
beard
Ravens.
when you were in here last?
A beer?
A beard?
No, I probably...
It's been so long since you've been here. You got a beard now.
Yeah, this is only a couple weeks.
Like 5,
Week
6.
10 days, preparing for Halloween.
Wow.
So you're getting ready for Halloween with the beard?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got a character you're playing?
Well, a couple of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to a Halloween party where I have to be a 70s bouncer.
Nice.
And then I think I'm going to be Bob Ross, the painter.
Oh, sure.
You probably can't tell now because I have it pretty tamed down. I think you would be pretty shocked if I picked out
Let that
my
hair go?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's pretty long.
Look at that,
and it
Doug.
stands straight up.
Look at that.
So, yeah. If I pick it out, it's just like this.
Oh, gosh. Nice,
Yeah.
nice thick follicles.
Maybe one day I'll bring a pick next time.
So you're going to have a paintbrush and an easel
Yeah, and a little
there?
palette.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's all you need, a paintbrush and a palette.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Maybe like a jean shirt. And, Yeah.
That guy's
That's good enough.
That guy basically started ASMR.
Yeah, he kind of did.
Are you into that, Andy? ASMR?
No, but my kid, it's everything's, and It's stupid.
Yeah. Iggy enjoys it very much.
Oh, I can't stand it. My daughter, every surface is clicking her nails on it. And, I just want to cut her damn nails.
Oh.
Andy Crouppen with us here. We close out the Fisher Window and Door Store. 8 o'clock hour. You're listening to TMA, and it's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Thinking about selling your home, but not thrilled about going public? Check out Compass's Private Exclusives with Jeff Lotman. With Private Exclusives, your home is shown to a select group of serious buyers. No public listing, no days on market, just real offers from real people. Their network connects you with top agents and qualified buyers, so your home gets the attention it deserves without all the fuss. Selling your home can be simple and stress-free with Compass Private Exclusives because your home is special. Call Jeff Lotman, your Compass agent today to find out more, or visit the Lotman Group online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Craving a fiesta for your taste buds? Welcome to Rosalita's Cantina, your ultimate Tex-Mex getaway. Indulge in their mouth-watering tacos, queso-smothered burritos, and the best chips and salsa imaginable. Dine in on their beautiful patio, majestic bar, elegant dining hall, or grab it to go. And don't forget to check out their location at Enterprise Center. No game or concert is complete without nachos and a margarita. Rosalita's Cantina, where the sunshine never ends. Learn more at rosalitascantina.com.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown and Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown and Crouppen, justice is our business.
Hi, this is Chris Pondoff from Illinois Recovery Center. As someone who battled alcoholism and addiction for 20 plus years, I understand the dark places you can find yourself stuck in. Alcoholism and substance abuse takes a heavy toll on your body and your mind, but you can overcome it. Start your journey to recovery at the Illinois Recovery Center, a rehab treatment center that provides comprehensive and customized rehabilitation addiction treatment. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, please know that there is hope. Visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com today.
If you talk to someone who has had a kitchen remodel, say, from Collier & Thompson, they'd probably love to show it to you and say, look what our place looks like now. Collier & Thompson does it, and they do it right. Also, football season is here. You might want to update that man cave. Nothing better than sitting in a comfortable man cave, and Collier & Thompson can make it look like the best place in your house. You want an appliance? Maybe an appliance for the holidays. You're thinking about that. They've got the top brand names. They got Bosch, Thermador, Wolf, Sub-Zero. Got them all. Old Stacy is the appliance guy. He'll do you right. Matthew and Eric are the appliance installers. Also, they are looking to hire some lead contractors. If that is your line of work and you'd like to work for the best company in town that does this sort of stuff, Collier & Thompson is the one to look for. They've got almost everything, and it's all right there in-house. No need to go to 5 or 8 different places to remodel one room. With Collier & Thompson, the countertops, appliances, lighting, flooring, hardware, plumbing, electric, you name it, it is all right there in-house. They will take absolutely great care of you. Collier & Thompson on Manchester and Baldwin, next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Collier & Thompson, come home to quality. Online at collierandthompson.com.
This is defensive back Toriano Pride. Me and my guys will take care of the coverage on the field, and my friend James Carlton will take care of the coverage at home and on the road.
Thanks, Toriano, for protecting Faroe Field. We'll protect you on the road and at your home.
Online at carltoninsurance.net.
See you in Columbia.
Billiken Nation, this is your head coach, Josh Schertz. We want everyone to know SLU is for the Lou, so get your full season tickets now for as low as $125 or experience the excitement up close with 100-level seats for $540 by visiting SLUBillikens.com today. The 24-25 home schedule is a competitive one, with many teams picking at the top of their respective leagues. Pack Chaffetz Arena to show the nation SLU is for the Lou. Buy your tickets now by visiting SLUBillikens.com.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge, newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood, or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN, HD1 by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA all day. I'm gay. Now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
When it comes on, he loves to sing. Love to watch him
Doug?
tapping his toes.
Welcome back to TMA. It's presented by Brown and Crouppen. What do you think about it?
I don't mind it. Would this be swing music?
It was made just for you.
Was it? It's not really as catchy as Glowworm, but it's okay.
It's our 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance 9 o'clock hour here. On the morning after, we'll have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up at about 9:50. And then Jackson and I go down the hallway. And, boy, I hope if you learned your lesson by ignoring the Blues home opener here on this show, that you, because Tiny Pee-Pee in the YouTube chat, Doug, says, I have not been listening closely today, but I've heard zero talk about the Blues home opener, LOL.
The Blues will play tonight at 6:30. It will take place. You can watch it, I guess, on Bally's, and you can listen to it on 101 ESPN. I don't know what else you want us to say. It's game number 4 of a long season.
Yeah.
They can win. They can lose. It will have no effect over the overall health of the Blues.
They got a little fan fest going at Union Station before the game, free to the public.
Nice.
Very cool.
They intend to play a 200-foot game.
Sure.
Oh.
Benner will be starting between the pipes.
Yeah, I don't really know what more to say. That WTF line, wow.
They got 4 good lines. Radek Foxa, who's got some
Sandpaper.
in the game. He's playing on the 4th line. Yeah. That's a feisty bunch.
Sure hope they can win.
Yeah.
Right there, I caught something.
Yeah. Now you act like it doesn't matter.
Now I caught something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
this is what they're mad about.
I just thought you're mad that we haven't brought all right, never mind.
Okay.
There's no winning in this for me.
Now you're frustrated.
No, there's no way I can come out of this with a victory.
Doug's Prison Wallet monitors the TMA social media channels. He does a great job for us. That was a really nice hire by Hubbard. Guy who monitors TMA's social media hate. Speaking of burner accounts, the Loomster is taking fire on the Reddit page. A whole deal over there, a lot of sausage fingers mashing keyboards. So they're not happy with the Loomster on the TMA Reddit page?
They were speculating on the Loomster Mr. Smith battle that's been waged.
What's going on?
I can't speak on it.
Well, you can't give us that little tease and then say I can't speak.
I just saw the thread. I didn't really comb through it, Doug.
Okay.
I like that, comb through it. That's the right verb there.
Enter the trolls. I can't imagine having so much spare time that you spend it on Reddit talking about this show and taking shots at the listeners of this show.
Yeah, you're too busy getting smoothies.
Yeah.
I do like a smoothie.
Gabe.
I get the strong arm. I get the strong arm, full of protein.
Then you put your picture on Facebook.
Yeah.
What? You get a picture of yourself with a smoothie and put it on Facebook?
Yeah, for the smoothie.
Hit that Migos drop.
The Yola?
The old neon banana.
Is that a sponsor of yours?
Of mine, not necessarily the show. That's why I don't bring it up.
I didn't mention the company.
You mentioned the smoothie, though.
Well, there's tons of smoothies in the city.
Yeah.
City of smoothies.
Well, that's a nice thing to be, city of smoothies. Kansas City, city of fountains. We can certainly be city of smoothies.
I was looking at this thing that just came up, weather forecast for this winter. You know, we had the warmest winter in record. A lot of places had the warmest winters because of El Nino. This winter, it's La Nino.
La Nina.
Which is supposed to make it colder. But I'm looking at the map, and St. Louis is warmer.
Okay.
It's usually it's going to be mostly in the north.
Good.
Colder and wetter.
That's just fine by me.
But St. Louis has red, which is it's going to be a warmer winter. How can it be warmer than last year? I don't know. But
well, I hope it is.
Hopefully they're right.
Yeah.
This is kind of an economy question. Are you stocking up on bananas?
The one thing you can't stock up on is bananas. They go bad.
They do, man.
Extremely perishable.
Well, they're a port strike. You're not getting them, but that's over.
All right, we got the Stephen A. Smith audio about getting tickled when you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman Kurt, for the cheers.
You're welcome.
At Tranquilize Enzo writes, Stephen A. Smith, SAS, my brother. Last night at around 11 p.m., I was walking through Times Square alone with 2 AirPods in. A brother snuck up behind me and tickled me, then ran away. What would you do in that situation? Not a damn thing. People crazy out here in these streets. If all he did was tickle you and kept it moving, I would have been ready to punch him in the face, no doubt. But in the same breath, I ain't going to chase after him because if he's sick enough and crazy enough to do some like that, what else might he do if I approached him? So be happy that he didn't do more than that, and next time don't have your damn AirPods in while you walk in the streets, because when you walk in the streets you need to hear everything, because you need to have your head on a swivel and pay attention, especially with the craziness that's going on in the streets of New York. What the hell are you doing walking around where you're compromising your own hearing and alertness? That is not smart. So the tickling dude, we'll call him the tickler, okay? He's really not the problem at this moment. The problem is you. Keep the damn AirPods out of your ear until you get in a car and you're in a safe place, or you're in private. Not in public, bro. Not in public.
Like, there it is. What do you get tickled?
What does it come to in this country when you can't walk down the street?
I don't think that that man was actually tickled.
You're skeptical of the story.
I don't think anyone did any tickling. But anytime you can get Stephen A. Smith going, it's worth it to me.
And a celebrity like that, you don't know how many people approach him and do goofy things, say stupid things to him. He probably gets it everywhere he goes.
Yeah, 100%. But
The cat was tickling my leg.
That was the.
Oh, that's a TMA history moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a. Yeah, I think they were going to try to terminate the cat over that, if memory serves. It
Was that
during
got a dog? Dog name's Dixie?
Yeah, so that had to be a long time ago. Doug, what year was that?
I don't know the years, Tim.
I think that was when Martin was on the show, so it had to be. I don't think they would have been trying to fire him in 2004, but they started to realize they were doomed in 2005, so then you start coming up with reasons to cut expenses, such as me laughing during a spot and then blaming the cat for tickling me during the spot. But the copy was asinine.
There's not enough tickling going on, in my estimation.
Brave.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't been in Normandy when you make a birdie and you're playing with Cletus.
Oh,
yeah,
no, I
that was probably the last time I've been tickled, and I'd be good if I never got tickled again.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing you do to a little kid.
It makes you feel really uncomfortable when you're a full-grown adult and you're getting tickled. Or doing the tickling, being honest.
Shout out Timmy the Tickler. It's from Bill Reloaded.
So that's when
Timmy the Tickler, Doug.
Yeah,
when I cut the clip and he said the Tickler, I thought of Timmy the Tickler.
He's a good caller. I love that call.
No, I think he might be my favorite caller.
He's a weasel.
Because I like how he's like Glenn's on the phone, and it's like, hey, it's Timmy the Tickler. And it's fooled me. I'm telling you, it's fooled me.
Well, it shouldn't.
It's fooled me.
Mr. Smith wants to follow up on this fight between him and the Loomster, I guess. Doug, I think sometimes we're doing this show for about 8 people.
I think so.
I didn't even know they were in a fight.
Can KG please shed some light on this Reddit nonsense? I'd like to know if my name is being sullied by lies and innuendo, and then an angry emoji. Thank you. That's from Mr. Smith.
Your name can't be sullied by someone's like username who's like potato lover 34782.
Yeah.
They can
I like
say whatever they
potatoes.
want about you. That is not a real person.
No.
That is the personification
So
of
Mr. Smith's going to go into the Reddit and he's going to go?
You should pay that. No mind, Mr. Smith. No mind whatsoever. Unless they sign their name at the bottom, John Q. whatever, they are not a real person.
Yeah. I read a report the other day. It said a lot of people that you're arguing with online are bots.
Yeah, 100%.
And some of them from countries just trying to sow discord in our nation.
Absolutely. That happens all the time. And then not to mention, like, until they attach their real name to it, then that's not a real opinion. If you attach your real name to it, then it's your real opinion. But until then, it's just literal noise.
Breaking NFL news, and then we can get back to this tension between the Loomster and Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Jets finalizing a trade for Davante Adams, Doug.
Wow.
How about that?
I thought that was coming when he kind of...
Guess we should buy up some Jet stock. This is good value right now, so I'll put $100 on BYU to win the national championship. That pays $40,000.
Does it? That might be a good bet.
Is it going to happen? If there are 100 simulations. Now let's make it 1,000 simulations. How many times does BYU win the national championship? 1,000 simulations.
Oh,
2, maybe 3.
Yeah, probably
2, maybe 3. So for to make $40,000.
Yeah, for $100 on a team that's undefeated, and I think is trending toward. I mean, with Cam Rising out for the season in Utah, that was their toughest opponent. They have Arizona State still.
Yep, but then outside of that, they don't play Iowa State.
I wonder what the Jets are to win the Super Bowl. Doug, what do you think the Jets are to win the Super Bowl? Who do you think the favorite is to win the Super Bowl? Chiefs, probably like plus 275.
Chiefs,
Ravens.
Yeah, Chiefs and Ravens. I don't think they'll be there on the Vikings yet.
Detroit looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Plus 3,000.
Yeah, but I mean, no Aiden Hutchinson. With Jets are plus 3,000?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. And what are the Chiefs, like plus 250, plus 300?
Hold, please.
Yeah, I like the way they type. It's like I'm talking to an operator. I like this.
I do. I score department.
Very
plus 500.
professional.
Plus 500. Wow. Are they the favorites? Hold, please.
Yeah,
James Coke loads.
No, he's looking up each individual team as opposed to the whole list. I've been there.
I got all irons in the fire back here.
James Vanderbeek. Let's see what I got here. I got college football futures. Is there NFL futures now? Yeah, they are.
Ravens too.
Chiefs plus 500, Ravens plus 650, 49ers plus 650. I don't know about that. Of course, that means they're going to win the Super Bowl, so bet now on the 49ers.
They still don't know it's at CMC.
Yeah. Lions plus, and Jordan Mason got hurt.
Yeah.
Lions plus 900, Bills plus 1,000. I don't see that either. So I guess that means it's going to be the Bills and 49ers now that I've officially... Texans would be a sneaker at plus 1,000.
They have the offensive talent.
The Bears.
Vikings plus 1,000. Your guy Caleb Williams is plus 4,500 to win the Super Bowl.
He's looked good the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he has. I agree with you. Now he did it against the Jaguars, and that's a situation they got there. But I agree, they've been trending.
I guess Aaron Rodgers, after last night's game, said, look, I can't throw the ball to Wilson every down. Can you please go find somebody for me?
Or Lazard on Hail Marys.
Yeah, Lazard. He was on my team last night. But
how about that, Doug?
Yeah, that's interesting. We've all got a fantasy team. We don't need to hear about every player.
Not bad for a third-round pick. I only gave up a third-round pick for him.
Okay. Yeah, Davante Adams was desperately looking to get out of Las Vegas.
So Garrett Wilson and
Tay.
And Tay.
It's a good one, too. Davante Adams certainly in the latter stages of his career, but reuniting with his erstwhile quarterback.
Don't say erstwhile.
I like that
I think it would be the right, unless you consider, like, O'Connell is erstwhile.
Are they going to give Cam Rising an 8th year?
He's eligible. He's eligible for an 8th season of college football.
Is that the guy who you said played like 200 college football games?
No, that was Bo Nix, and I ate crow on that one.
I was trying to get action. But Jackson's now placed an embargo on himself betting with me, but I guess you lifted it. So
I lifted it, yeah, as of this week. I'm back. I'm flush.
Missouri, for the record, plus 10,000 win the national championship. ILL is plus 50,000 win the national championship.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on either, personally. Just Illinois.
But we agree that A&M at plus 6,000's got value?
Yes, definitely. BYU has value. I think Boise State has a little bit of value.
The only one we disagreed on was when I said Notre Dame at plus 4,000, and that's where you started to become clear on your disdain for Irish Catholics.
Yeah, and probably Presbyterians got thrown in there too. I would
exactly
imagine.
Right.
I am just in the camp that I think Gabe shared a similar perspective that they've been disqualified in my mind.
The Presbyterians have.
Correct.
The Catholics, I guess.
There it is. And St. Louis. Yeah, thank you, Doug.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because we're so represented when it comes to college football. BYU quarterback, and that's it. So, no, but I think that they've disqualified, personally, But I could totally see the CFP letting them in. I think there are some situations where all hell can break loose with the college football playoff. And it comes from the Big 12 and the ACC. That's where I think it stems from. And I have some situations that might play out, and I'm going to talk about them in Balloon Party today.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to present a couple of scenarios.
I would make sure it is all blues all the time.
Well, okay, we'll do some adjusting.
Yeah.
Because this home opener apparently is a...
I mean, all right. Go note.
Tim, who's going to be playing on the third line?
I'll even change
I think Schenner's center in that third line.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's got a heavy sweater, doesn't he?
The sweater never touches the floor. Two-way player. He'll scrap if he
even
has
change
to.
the name of my questions to
Okay.
What do you call it?
Let's go Blues forever.
That's the name of the segment now? Or the whole show?
Ice hockey correspondence. That's what we're playing.
If you were to leave out the word ice, I think most people would know what you were talking about.
It's better to be thorough.
Because we do cover a lot of field hockey.
I agree with you.
Floor hockey.
Floor hockey, yeah.
Shinny hockey.
Yeah.
We cover that,
I played
too.
that as a kid.
Pond hockey.
Pond hockey, yeah, see?
Non-gay played.
Used to go up to Minnesota to play pond hockey every year.
That seems dangerous.
Well, not when the lake is frozen 3 feet deep.
Yeah, still. I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. I don't want to lose my hearing.
Why don't you get non-gay on to break down the third line of the Peoria team?
I don't think we have a Peoria team.
Oh, they're no longer here?
I don't think they have been for a few years.
Who's their minor league team?
It was the Chicago Wolves there for a while.
Thunderbirds now, Springfield.
Is this? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they had to leave Chicago, too.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
I mean, they are our second biggest team. Is it all right to be excited about the home opener?
Yes, it is.
100%. Ignoring the anti-Semitism I see above that.
What did he say?
Oh, wow. Jackson's flush with Yom Kippur cash.
Right, as if that's a holiday where you give money. No, it's totally cool to be excited about. I just don't know, what's the topic to talk about?
What's this team got to do this year?
Right.
Can we go all the way if we get hot?
Exactly.
Hey!
I'm more excited about
What about Jake Neighbors?
49ers and Chiefs Sunday.
What about this nice start we're off to? We won 2 out of 3 on the road.
Absolutely, getting 4 out of those 6 points.
Yeah.
You've been happy as hell with that after if I told you before last week.
Well, sure you would.
And I'm not denying that now.
Yeah.
However, I just don't know where's the meat.
Banner gave up 4 goals to Vegas. Are you worried?
Gosh, you guys hate puck.
I love those who love puck.
Do you?
Is that like an olive branch?
I don't know that it helps much.
Because I like all my buddies who played at, bless you, Tim. Seasons is pleasants. All my buddies who played at, bless you.
Oh, so many loads firing up from my esophagus.
All my buddies who played hockey, I really like. They're all really nice guys. I like the hockey culture. I like everything about it up until the gameplay. That's where it loses me.
Why don't you like the game?
It bores me.
Even in person?
Better. It's better. Better in person.
Much better in person.
Yeah, agreed. They still haven't figured out totally how to get the entire ice on the TV screen.
Well, you don't need the entire ice.
I do.
Well, then you wouldn't.
What other sport do you where are you blocked out from
football?
seeing?
You don't see the whole football field on every play.
Yeah, that's true.
Baseball, you don't see the whole field.
You see the width of it on every play, though. Unless you're at Faroe Field, who has the worst camera angle in college football.
Oh. You don't see the entire surface on any sport, really.
Tennis, you do.
Maybe tennis, bowling.
That's not my
but
biggest
you don't
problem.
need to see
The
the whole
game doesn't interest me. Doesn't get me going.
Oh gosh, I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know.
Well, it's a hot topic.
I guess if you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth, and you do, you play polo and croquet and things like that.
That's right. Nonsense. What do you mean? Hockey is the sport that costs a lot of money. I play the working man sport.
But it's still
all you need is a pair of shoes and a ball.
Still a working man sport.
Hockey?
Sure.
Okay.
These are not snowflakes.
That's one way of looking at it.
Hockey is infinitely more exciting than the NBA. He could not be more wrong. Sorry, King Jackson. 636.
Wasn't it just matter of opinion. What you
Some people like things, and some people don't like other things.
Yeah.
You cannot say objectively it's more exciting one way or another.
The best part of playing ice hockey was banging all the other loser sports athletes' girlfriends in their butts.
Oh.
That's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville.
From Belleville, yeah.
So if
I recognize the writing style.
if you were playing baseball or basketball, your girlfriend was sleeping with a hockey player and offering up her birthday special?
Oh.
Boy, the things we learned, Doug.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that. But it's good to know now.
Things changed a lot from when I was in school, I guess.
Well, we're ice hockey correspondents.
I hate to be on another team. You know, if you lost, all your girlfriends getting banged.
With a birthday special?
James Carlton was in here yesterday, Doug, wasn't he?
Yeah, he sure was.
And he was giving off zaddy energy? Is that what they're saying?
A little bit.
His number is 314-961-4800. He's online at carltoninsurance.net. I made the switch to him about 5 years ago, and I would like you to do the same thing. And guess what? When you do, they do the paperwork for you, and now you're working with a company that you know you can count on when you need them. And on top of it, they're going to be working for you to save money, and they specialize in doing so. And I love that they text. They're the best. It's James Carlton, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm. Shut up, virgin. Learn about one of the two majors in this town. Stop worrying about the pathetic NBA and one-on-one basketball. It sucks ass. Where is Herb's gal? That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Rational text.
You've kind of had enough of these textures, haven't you? You're fed up. You're
I don't
fed up
it's
in a way.
it's like Groundhog Day. I don't like hockey. Get over it.
Oh, gosh.
Me not liking it should not affect your enjoyment of it whatsoever.
Yeah.
I promise it doesn't affect my enjoyment of watching basketball.
Can't you just at least be lukewarm? I'm like maybe open to getting into it.
I've tried.
Instead of issuing a blanket statement about not
I've tried.
liking.
Every time I watch it, I go, man, I could be watching a basketball game instead.
Really? That's what your reaction is? Pavlov's dog.
Yes.
Even during the playoffs.
Playoffs is a little bit different, especially if the Blues are in the playoffs. That I very much enjoy watching.
Do you?
Because it's really exciting. That's different.
Yeah.
And even some non-Blues playoff hockey, I can enjoy like watching at a bar. Like I'm like, oh, this is
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Here we go, Doug. Things are happening.
That I'm more into. But like a random game, regular season game, I have no time for.
Oh.
Well, let me rephrase that. I have time for it. I just don't want to watch it. And that's fine.
So even if you had time and
Which
close
I
to a
often
TV
do.
set,
I often do.
and nothing else on, no NBA on, nothing else on, you still wouldn't watch
Yeah,
it.
there's other ways to entertain myself other than the television set.
Like what?
Fist season, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
Good Fist.
Fist. Oh.
Edge.
Oh.
Read erotica.
Gosh.
Read erotica.
Yeah. Some more old school forms of self-pleasure.
Oh, that's what you're doing?
No, I'm just saying what I could do. You asked like nothing else.
Couldn't you also get into gardening? Or
You can get into a lot of things. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't really
stamp
have
collecting?
Sure. Coins.
Yeah.
Falconry.
Build model airplanes?
Falconry. Cal May's falconry.
Yeah, I used to build models. There used to be somebody used to go get, usually at Woolworths. You get the kit, you get build like a 67 Chevy.
Yeah, a little glue.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
It's the home opener, not a random game!
So what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
That one
true.
hit home at
That's
all.
true. It's also the fourth game of the season, so it's not the same as like the
But
first.
tonight they'll introduce all the players, and they'll come to the blue line.
And I love that people, and I think it's good for the city to have a professional sports team that people really care about. Absolutely. I just don't. I've chosen not to participate.
You want the team out?
No.
You wish
See,
they'd
that's-
move to Saskatoon.
See, that's where they're making, correlation does not mean causation. I do not want
If
that to happen.
St. Louis were offered the Grizzlies but had to trade Memphis, the Blues, what would you do?
I would absolutely make that trade. I couldn't hit the button fast enough.
Oh.
And I think
Doug just got kicked in the nards.
I'd have the Grizzlies.
I think
and
the town would
Blues.
be better for it, but that's
Why?
for another day. Some young people up in her.
Get some young people up in her. You think we'd have more young people if we had the NBA team?
I went to a Grizzlies game. I went to 2 Grizzlies games in January of this year, and the demographic was way younger than Cardinals games or Blues games.
So why is
Way
that
younger.
necessarily better?
I don't know. I don't know if it is or isn't better, but I think you want to reach as many demographics as possible.
It sounds like they weren't reaching many if it's all younger people.
Right, but you have wouldn't you want your fan base to be younger than older?
You just want a fan base.
Yeah.
Younger people are more willing to go downtown, not as worried about getting shot as older people.
Well, that's probably true. older people probably have more money to spend on your team.
That's true, too. I think you should try to appeal to both.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I've noticed it was a way younger demographic at the Grizzlies game than it was Cardinals or Blues.
This is random. Chairman Kurt, probably if I could ask you, even though you're handling a sound story proposal back there, Jerry Jones went on the morning show. One of the is 105.3? No, 105.3 The Fan is different than The Ticket. The Ticket down in Dallas is one of the all-time great sports radio stations in the country, I should say. So Jerry Jones goes on this morning, and I guess he does a Tuesday morning hit on 105.3 The Fan, which I gather carries the Cowboys games. And per the Cowboys beat writer since 1997, he said to the host, "This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something, and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job. I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, and I'm not kidding." So Jerry Jones has threatened the host of the show on 105.3 The Fans because he didn't like the questions. I'd love to hear that audio.
Is that Brad Sham?
Doug, is that Brad Sham?
I don't know. Could be Norm Hintges. Remember when he was down there?
He was at the Ticket. Might still be at the Ticket, actually.
Yeah.
Jackson, if you Google Jerry Jones 105.3 and click the SI link, I think that's what he's looking for.
No, all right, nice. I guess we can have that for Balloon Party, but it's all Blues home opener, right?
I think he's 82 now, and
his birthday was Sunday.
Completely lost his filter.
He can't be happy.
And he owns.
I got it.
Okay.
It's 2 minutes. We'll play it on Balloon Party because we're low on time here.
Yeah, fair enough.
We just teased it here. We can't get any of it.
Small batch of emails today.
Well,
then it sounds like it's
all right,
9:55. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
Go to 100 West Dental. Dr. Brandon Pryor is going to take real nice care of you. No
All
phone
right.
calls needed to get in. Just check the calendar online for availability, and you book right then and there. It's a very procedure-specific approach to dentistry. I was out at the offices a couple weeks ago. Really impressive, the cutting-edge technology that they have there. If you're on the fence about Invisalign, they have a digital scanner that can show you a simulation of what it'll look like before you even go through with it. Huge offer going on now if you mention me. They give you $1,000 off an Invisalign package at 100 West Dental. That's 100westdental.com or call 636-585-0100. That's Dr. Brandon Pryor, 100 West Dental. And don't forget, mention my name, you get $1,000 off. Invisalign, 100 West Dental. Wow, the emails now are coming in fast and furious.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some late entries, I guess. All right, let's do it. Design Air Heating and Cooling, me that up. And young, Noah Arenado is up for a Gold Glove. He could be the Cardinals' 100th Gold Glove winner per Derek Gould. Guess this season wasn't such a failure after all, was it, Mr. Doug? Thanks and hashtag free perk. It's from number one Asian intern Brian Henshin. Do the Colts have a quarterback controversy? Maybe, but I'm too busy trying to find last week's final score.
Brian Henshin.
I've been to 2 TMA Lives. One, you gave me free beer, and then I participated in a dating game with a porn star. At the other, I had a reserve table, took a red carpet photo with Chris Pondoff, and was runner-up for Listener of the Year. So yeah, I guess I'm a celebrity. Taste me poopy brown boy.
Oh.
It's from the Loomster.
The Loomster with a poor email.
So this is a show, huh? The Blues have their home opener tonight as they host the Wild at Enterprise Center. The Yankees won Game 1 of the ALCS as former Cardinal Luke Weaver now has 4 postseason saves and 6 shutout innings for the Yankees. Former St. Louis Rams second-round pick, check that 6th-round pick, Greg Zuerlein missed 2 field goals that doinked off the uprights as the Jets lost to the Bills. And what's the media in this town talking about? Some nothing burger example of a selective editing that nobody cares about outside of a handful of engagement farmers and dork college football fans who spend their free time doom scrolling social media for something to be upset about. We will rally around Ken Strode's incoherent ramblings about an unexpected canine pregnancy he learned about on Facebook and a series of stray cat stories from 40 years ago when he wasn't sure where he was living. And we will play this fun with audio of Stephen A. Smith talking about tickling. Nope, apparently Libby Jack was too busy watching preseason NBA to edit the clip properly. Pull it together, boy, pull it together, boy, pull it together, boy, pull it together, boy. Okay, now that I've heard it, you should have just played it with the S-bomb in there, drop out of it on the broadcast, and induce Doug to yell, pot him down. I'd like to go to the Blues game if I had a ticket. No, I'm not begging for tickets. Begging would be texting a former NHL player to see if he has any extra tickets to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Just kidding.
I usually get a media credential despite not having conducted any legit journalism in over a decade. I still help myself to media food and maybe throw a pretzel at a paying fan for not standing during the national anthem. Okay, gotta go now. I need to selectively edit a clip of Doug saying that pass was intercepted. Now I'm gay. Doug, that's Buck Swope.
Buck Swope with a nice little email this morning.
And finally, Roger Staubach threw for over 3,000 yards in '78. The football Cardinals drafted Dr. Doom Johnny Bearfield. Dude wore a quarter in his ear. But the real fireworks were the baseball Cardinals. In '78, I witnessed Bob Forsch's first no-hitter. But it pales in comparisons to Tim's no-hitter today because nobody could touch his stuff. Ironically, that Cardinals-Phillies game was the first time I witnessed lad-on-lad anal fingering.
Oh!
I was pretty focused on the game, so I'm not sure what led up to it. But I look over, my buddy Butchie has peanut vendor Mikey bent over with his face on the bleachers. His feet were encumbered by his pant around his ankles like a victim on a short-sheeted bed. Then Mikey started screaming, "Ow! That hurts so much!" Just as the sex stopped, Mikey said, "What are you doing? I was talking about the hot metal bleacher on my face. Now, shove that giant foam hand pointer finger back in my smelly freckle."
Oh.
I love it. You don't have to tell Butchie twice because he started 3 fingers strategically clipping his duke hole. Then it got dirty. Turned out Mikey was suffering from bowel incontinence. And then you couldn't tell where Mikey's back door trot started and Butchie's helmet nachos ended. That's from Jack and then his last name, Simoff.
Jack Simoff.
That's what we have for the design here.
God, that was rough. Because it was so rough.
That happened in '78?
I don't know what year what was, too. I'm going to vote for Buck Swope. I thought he had the finest email today.
I thought Miller got the little... well, he did a good job of explaining what happened. And Bob Forsch did throw no-hitter in '78, so he got his facts correct.
Yeah, another one, too. Another one later.
Yeah.
83?
I don't know the years, Tim.
So I'm going to go with Jack Mihoff.
Jack Antoff.
Buck Swope has won today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, and Jackson and I have won because we got to go down the hallway and we will preview this Blues and Wild game tonight.
Please do. Please do.
And maybe take a look at the Central.
I would. And break it down so it stays broken down.
Jackson's dreading the next 59 minutes.
Hey, listen, I'll be a little barnacle on the ship.
Little barnacle on the ship.
Wild's still in Minnesota.
You ought to come down.
Supersedes anything I would say, so I feel better.
All right, time for us to go for Jackson, Bennett, Burkett, Chairman Kurt, Kenneth Iggy Strode, my brother Kevin, Douglas Elvin, Vaughn, and Tim McCurdy. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all 4 TMA boys across the